This exchange has been gained.
That's it. The nerve. Anyone's game. Here it is. Oh my God. Jesus.
That's it.
We got your new champion. The damage. That was big. What a finish. I love what I'm seeing.
We have a reach. The weight of an entire country on his shoulders right now. That's it. That's it. He's done it. He has won Evolution.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Evolution 2022 announcement show. I'm Sage M, joined by the lovely Tasty Steve. How you doing?
It's been quite some time, man. I know you don't leave the house as much often,
No.
but it's really nice to see you, man. The hair beyond compare. I like to see you still holding up well, man. But we're not here to catch up, even though we will catch up. We are here on serious business, very important information that will be pivotal to the people watching at home. Say Jam, tell the people why we're here.
Yeah, so this is the EVO announcement show. You've seen this probably a few times before. What we're gonna do is talk about the EVO games lineup and any details and information you need to know. So an example of that, EVO is gonna be happening August 5th through the 7th this year at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. Kind of the time and place I think most people expect it.
No, that's definitely true, man. We all know that EVO typically lands around the summer, and those sweltering days of the heat makes Vegas seem a lot more cooler, especially considering there's lots of pools around. And we are returning to the Mandalay Bay, like you pointed out, with over 50% more convention space to have an amazing tournament on top of it. So all you people coming, the returning FGC alumni, the new FGC people, and everybody that just wants to see some high-level video game action, you guys will be able to do that with a lot more space at Mandalay Bay this time around.
Yeah, that's the cool thing. So EVO, obviously, a couple years ago, we were getting ready to come back and go to EVO, and I'm sure you're excited. I'm excited. Everybody's like, cool, offline EVO is going to be a great time. And then COVID happened, and we were like, well, a couple months, we'll see each other. By the time summer comes around, we'll be at EVO. It's going to blow through. So we've had an online EVO since then, obviously. There's been some other situations that have happened. And finally, we're here offline EVO with more space. And that's the coolest thing. When I heard that the convention is 50% bigger, I was like, that is ridiculous. That is so cool, because it's like EVO, even though it couldn't happen for a couple of years, has still grown, and we have more space for everybody to run around and have setups and casuals and play awesome video games, have projectors for all the space, seating, booths, all that kind of stuff that you want to run around and have at EVO, which I think is really cool. And it's just even more space to do the stuff we already love.
It really brings up a good point, because for all those new people, it does have that convention feel. You'll get an opportunity. I mean, you sat at a signing desk or two in your day. I mean, you're gonna have a lot of space to go around and meet a lot of your favorite players, a lot of your favorite streamers, especially on the fighting game side of things, with a lot more space to do that. And on top of that, we're gonna have a nice setup, because we already know the Hado is in control of things here. It's gonna be a good time here.
Yeah, and that's what I'm excited about too. So, Steve, I want to get into the games lineup. I'm trying to know what games are going to be at EVO. They don't tell us anything. We don't even get to know. We just have to say, what's the game going to be? That's just how it is.
We just say, what's the game, and then we wait. But it's cool. We have nice little announcers this time around for our games. So without further ado, I should say, we're going to send it to Jammers with our first game for EVO 2022.
Much love, Sajam and Steve, for handing it over to us. But ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure of announcing that Street Fighter V will be a main game at this year's Evolution EVO 2022. And in celebration of this announcement, we are going to be putting on an exhibition between some of the finest players in Europe. Hurricane going up against Mr. Crimson. I'm going to be one of your commentators for this exhibition, Jammers. And alongside me is highly revered and honorary European citizen, James Chen. James, talk to me. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great now, especially I'm an honorary European. I feel really great about that. And obviously really excited to see Street Fighter V coming back to EVO as expected. Again, Street Fighter, the series has had such a long history of EVO, of such wonderful moments, right? I mean, obviously, look, everyone remembers the Daigo parry, but you know, and everyone remembers Tokido winning and some commentator crying on stream a bunch, you know. But you know, there's so many great moments. You know, Daigo and Justin, their rematch in Street Fighter 4, and you know, even Punko getting the perfect on Daigo 2 years later at Street Fighter 4 Top 8.
Hey, this is gonna be it. A perfect.
With a perfect, knocking Daigo into loser's bracket.
There's just been so many great Street Fighter moments, and I can only imagine that this year we're gonna get a lot more for Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've loved it when Problem X won EVO in 2018. Like you mentioned before, Tokido won it the year before in 2017. One of my favorites that even got me involved with fighting games in the first place is actually when Fudo won EVO in 2011 in SF4. I mean, like, that was a very long time now. But again, EVO continues to provide and give us those majestic moments indeed. But you know what? We can reminisce about the good old days and what's to come for Street Fighter at Evolution 2022. But we need to go over to this exhibition because I'm aching to see our fine gentlemen play this exhibition. So let's roll onto the game and watch some games.
And I'm really excited to watch this again. You know, Hurricane and Mr. Crimson. I mean, two just amazing players. Hurricane has been killing it with Cammy. And then Mr. Crimson, you know, I was going to sit here and talk all about his amazing Dulcim play. But it seems to me that Mr. Crimson has maybe moved on to
Nah,
Luke
he's been
here.
having a lot of fun with Luke. He thinks Luke is the best character in the game. This is his secondary at the moment. He's been having tons of fun. I've been losing to his Luke personally, but he's been putting in that work and making sure his main and his secondary stay on fine form. And you can see that there, James, that he's already dominating against Hurricane's Cammy.
Man, I mean, you said you were losing to his Luke. Well, Hurricane looking like a falling victim to the Luke as well so far. But let's see if Hurricane...
Yes.
Oh, gosh, yeah, TP all ready to go. And wow, I think he thought he was going to land on the other side. I think both of them thought it was going to be a cross-up. And then he just landed in the front.
And do not forget, man, like, even at this year's EVO, you're probably going to see a ton of Lukes going to be prepared and ready, depending what's going to happen with this character.
Well, oh no! Hurricane dropping a combo right there. But doesn't matter, still manages to get Mr. Crimson to the corner, but the V-trigger activation going to get him right out of there. Ooh, Mr. Crimson.
And another throw. That was a good choice from him.
Where's the juggle? Where's the EXDP juggle right there? Because right now, Hurricane's in danger of getting chipped. I think that's what that shoulder rush from Crimson was going to be. He was just trying to do shoulder rush right into super for the chip. It missed, but fortunately for Crimson, worked out anyway.
Yeah, it was interesting because Mr. Crimson went for 2 grabs after that activation because if Hurricane decided to challenge or get baited, he was going to lose to a combo into the CA. So that's why he took those grabs. And then obviously, as you identified, James, he went for the Avenger tackle to try and chip him, but Hurricane was 1 step ahead. But still close, but no cigar. Let's see if he can get back on the board here, James.
All right, gets the dive kick. Oh no! Hurricane definitely dropping a lot of combos.
Yeah, this is uncharacteristic of him. He's not normally this shaky and this frightened about doing certain things. He's usually consistent with this stuff. And you can't be dropping combos against Luke, not with a character as low vitality as Cammy.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to bait out a DP, suspecting Mr. Crimson after the dash into to try to bust out with a DP. Instead, Mr. Crimson went with the throw. Okay, here we go. Nice. Using the throw off of the EX Hooligan to stay close, but then puts himself back in the corner.
Oh, no, and he's gonna hit him with the destructive CA and end it there. That's gonna be putting Mr. Crimson at potential match point here, James. I don't think Hurricane's got a round on the board yet.
Yeah, and Mr. Crimson again, I mean, this past year, 2021, I should say, was really, I feel like, the year of Mr. Crimson. He really
For sure.
got to show off his strength and become one of the elite players. Ooh, nice use of the V-skill too from Cammy.
All right, gets the whiff punish on the stand fist there, but Mr. Crimson going to be fine from the corner. He's comfortable doing that with both his characters, but Hurricane needs to get around on the board and mistimes his throw there, James.
Yeah, it's the wake-up throw. Might have even been a tech attempt. Oh, okay, here we go. He's got the meter. Yes, for the critical art. Hurricane is on the board. Let's go.
There you go. Slowly but surely. It takes a while to kind of find your rhythm again and pick up the paces. But again, I think a character that's going to surprise you or galvanize you into getting back to your fine form, it is going to be Luke. Charges up that V-skill one. Gets punished.
Yeah, too high for that dive kick, but you know, Hurricane also a lot of success playing on a lot of the online events for the past couple of years.
Same with Mr. Crimson. These two go back and forth in their online records in the past year and a half, James. It's been pretty wild, and they both use Luke too. So I'm surprised we didn't see a Luke mirror from these guys.
Hurricane wants to do it with his original main, and here we go. Nice dive kick. Not going to juggle with any EX. Uppercut's going to stay close in here. And look at this. Hurricane now so close to tying this up 1-1. He's got that critical art on deck. One good confirm just like that.
There you go. See, and that's what's crazy about these characters, James. It's how threatening and how devastating their crouching medium kicks are. The mileage they get from them with resources or without resources, it's still pretty deadly. And this is what you need to be doing at the highest level, getting those crouching medium kick hit confirms with Cammys, with Lukes, with your Karens as well. But again, great to see that Hurricane's back in form. He's fully focused. It's one apiece right now, but who's going to take this next game, James?
So it's, again, this is 2 out of 3. So whoever wins this one takes it. We're at a best of 1 now. And you're talking about these crouching medium kick confirms. There was one right there, and see, Hurricane dropped his right there. And it's so crazy how much the single hit confirm has become such a staple of Street Fighter V gameplay. Oh, caught him with the crush. Okay.
Oh, he could do it for the stun. He missed it, and Mr. Crimson wanted to do so. I'm not sure Mr. Crimson input there. It might have been Luke's V reversal because it was with a kick.
Yeah.
He didn't get the stun.
Reactions.
That was cold.
Reactions. Got the DP. Stop the dive kick. He had it all ready to go. So now Mr. Crimson match point, and there's that single hit confirm again.
There it is. Oh, good space dive kick. He got Mr. Crimson to have an execution error there. But again, Hurricane hasn't been able to take advantage of that, and he's had another execution error or probably mistimed input there for the hit confirm, James.
Okay, but again, that was punishable once again. Hurricane gets that combo. Gonna save the rest of the V trigger, but here we go. Into the critical art. No! He's not gonna... I guess he didn't think it was gonna kill yet.
No. Oh, gets hit by the dive kick. Not quite. He missed it. No. Oh, he missed it. Do you know what,
Hurricane.
James? That about pretty much sums up Hurricane's gameplay in this exhibition, because if he couldn't even get that, that is exactly what happens. That was such unfortunate, and to his demise, it was absolute delight for Mr. Crimson in that exhibition there, James.
Yeah, to be fair, you know, when the drill hits at that range where it's just outside of the corner, sometimes it's hard to tell which direction is, but it was just a regular drill. It wasn't even the V-trigger drill, I think, so it should have been the same direction, but that's unfortunate for Hurricane, but definitely shout outs to the two players, you know, obviously playing a nice fun exhibition for us and for you guys out there in celebration of Street Fighter V being announced for EVO.
What a match we just witnessed there. James, thank you very much for joining me on commentary. Don't forget, people, just make sure you register for Street Fighter V at EVO. But now what we got to do is we got to hand it back to our great hosts, Sajam and Steve. Take it away, gents.
And there you have it, our very first title announced for EVO 2022. It's going to be Street Fighter V Champion Edition. Shout outs to both Hurricane and Mr. Crimson for that amazing exhibition. And what a game to start it off, right? We've been playing Street Fighter V for quite some time, and we've gotten so much new talent with lots of representation all around the world. I think it's amazing that this game is coming back. They have announced a new one, so this might be the last hurrah where we get to see some Street Fighter V high-level action, especially at a tournament like EVO.
Yeah, I think that's the cool thing is most people probably expect Street Fighter to beat EVO in some way, shape, or form, right? It's always going to be there. It's kind of has a long history and legacy at the event. But the cool thing is, as you mentioned, I think with a lot of the games, like Street Fighter V has had a lot of, different versions and different years and years and years of offline play. And so like to get one final like offline event or experience that's really meaningful to the community, I think is actually really important. A lot of the discussion now is like, we've been playing online for a couple years and we like this game is really fun, we enjoy it, but we really want to have that kind of offline competition because the game has changed so much since the last time we had it at EVO. So it's kind of that experience of like, please let me just one more, let me get that one offline hurrah,
And they're still bringing out, they still had a lot of characters released in that downtime while we haven't been able to have offline events, as well as this is the highest point of Street Fighter V competition that we've seen, obviously, towards the tail end of the game. So with that being said, honestly, I can't wait to see what happens. The level of competition that you saw in this exhibition is only the tip of the iceberg for what you can expect for Street Fighter V because it has been around for so long, and every player is kind of refined at this point. So I can't wait to see what happens. We've had a lot of surprise come-ups from all these different players all over the world in this game. I can't wait to see what EVO 2022 does for what this game has left in the tank.
Yeah, what you saw just now, we announced the game, we had an exhibition. That's kind of going to be the show flow that we have today. The cool thing is, if you've watched EVO before, you're like, I don't know what this game is. I'm not sure what game just got announced. Maybe you play a different game and you're like, I don't know anything about Street Fighter. So the exhibitions will give you an idea of what high-level play looks like for the game. So I always encourage everybody to watch all the top 8s at every EVO and just give it a try, especially if it's your first one and you don't know what's going on. So that's going to be the case for all the games we have today. Speaking of watching, though, the cool thing is this year at EVO, if you're in tournament, you're playing in your tournament, you're in the middle of the arena, the nice thing is as you look around, there is a brand new layout that's going to be happening. So you're sitting there playing your match, you get up, you're like, oh, I didn't go 0-2. This is the best year of my life. Then on the left side, there's a giant wall of stages, then a giant wall of stages in front of you, then a giant wall of stages on the right. You're like boxed in by stages, which is the cool thing for this EVO is that the layout is much cooler and much easier to watch all kinds of different games everywhere. Before there was like a lot of big spotlight on one thing, which I think there still is at EVO, but now it's like a little bit easier to watch everything and enjoy all kinds of stuff at EVO.
You made a very good point of pointing out that this new layout makes it so much easier for the viewing eye to come in, new or old, and just watch the action unfold in front of them. I really like this. Fighting game tournaments in general have been stepping up their floor layout design, so this makes it a lot easier for the viewing experience for people coming to EVO 2022.
Well, speaking of which, our second game for EVO this year, I think I'm ready to get into it. I want to know what the game's lineup is. They don't tell us anything around here. So without further ado, let's head on over to St. Cola to check out our second game here at EVO.
Thank you, Sage Jam and Steve. It is my pleasure to announce that Guilty Gear Strive will be joining as a main game for EVO 2022. And to cap off that fantastic news, I got something for you. I got a special exhibition between Gobu and Daru, two giants, titans of the Guilty Gear scene. But I can't do it alone. I gotta have my homie Solid Bones coming through with some commentary. Dog, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for that bombastic introduction there, Cola. Now, when you think of EVO and you think of Guilty Gear, there's a bunch of different stuff that you can think of. It's got such a long history, right? Now, for me, I really like Water Without Ice and Stale Bread. So if you were to ask me, what is the big thing that stands out to my brain? I'm going to say the Roshige, what are you standing up for moment. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, YouTube it. It's got 7 billion views. But specifically, the reason I love it is I think it encapsulates how nuts this game series has been and always has been, right? At the top level of play, someone didn't know that the game was over yet.
Oh my god! Washida thought it was over and stood up, and Ogawa gave him no remorse.
That is exactly what happens. Don't not celebrate you with pop off.
Oh my god!
That doesn't happen in other games very often, Cole, does it?
No, not
Well, what
really.
about
You
you?
ain't
What
lying.
do
You
you
ain't lying. You know, first of all, I gotta say the classics are always classics. So that to me got a lot of flavor. It's Guilty Gear. It's got a lot of flavor. That's a Lawry's on it. But me, I like the Nage versus Omido match at EVO Japan. That was super sick with it. The storyline leading up to that finale for Nage to finally get that win. Again, we talk about these storylines being so strong in Guilty Gear and how like it's just full of just explosive gameplay, but not only that, just like the wild things that happen in the matches, that's also one happening too. And that was such a sick thing to see. And I hope that we get to see something special like that in Guilty Gear at EVO this year. In fact, I put money on it. I put my mom's name on it that we might see something sick with it, because we have seen year after year some great Guilty Gear action, and we're going to see some great Guilty Gear action right here. Let's get this strive started right now. Bro, I can't wait to see it. Daru versus Gobu. Are you kidding me? Titans out here going at it.
Huge players. Could not be more storied themselves. And you and I were talking before this that we're not sure if we're going to see some character switches that there could be happening down the line, right?
You know, it's weird because I thought he would, honestly, I'm talking about the Garu right here, knowing that they were going to go, is fine. We knew that, right? But Gobu, sticking with the Zato pick, we saw during Rebel Kumite, he finished the job against Diaphone with that Gold Lewis, and he said, I'm going back to basics.
He's going back to basics. He's going for it. I mean, that Gold Lewis was convincing. I don't think anybody has ever been convinced more of anything than their whole life. You could tell me I'm a dog and I wouldn't believe it as much. But with this match, right, he is sticking with it. So I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't either. You're right with convincing, because that character actually, I feel like, jumped up in the tier list. But Zato's still strong with it. Gobu versus Daru, let's get it. Versatulous, he's going to take it. Already a strong round start right here from Gobu, putting him in the corner.
Yeah, and this is huge, right? Both these characters massively momentum-based. Not a lot of great defensive options on either side. So a lot of this is really going to boil down to who gets the best Oki first.
Not bad right there with the throw. Gets him locked in the corner. That was coast to coast to make a deal with the ghost. And the air throw puts him down to the ground.
The air throw out of the dive kick. I have not seen that ever in my whole life, actually. Sending in the piercer, goes immediately into the frog. The clip out of the air. Great reaction from Gobu.
About to finish it. Only needs one touch to tap to do it like that. And another throw to seal it. Gobu caught that stroke.
Everyone on the internet vindicated who says just throw it. Easy clap. I mean, there it is. That's all you got to do.
Easy clap like that right here, Gobu. We talk about defensive option. He has that good innate defensive option, get the throw, but here we go. How's your defense when you're caught up in the corner against Eno?
Forward dash going right under the HCL. Now stuck in the sandwich pressure. What a scoop!
5P, reversal. We swing out reversal, the super, the air right there, the challenge. Knock him down to the ground.
A little bit of a drop-a-rooney. That BRC could have converted into probably the end of the round, honestly, if he had his stuff together, but now still stuck in the corner. This is horrible for Daru.
One more touch to do it. Meaty. And the last hit, once again, you see him catch the distance, no back though. No problem though. Man.
No problem. I can't believe how violent that was. And I mean, we're seeing it. The Gold Lewis, never heard of him. I didn't even, what do you mean? Where he's sticking with the Zato.
They also have the biking. I was like, dog, I was hoping for some biking when I heard about this match. He said, no, back to basics. We talk about defense being a problem point for Zato. He's got that preventative health. An apple a day keeps the Eno away, and he'll go for these defensive throws to switch up momentum and put it back in his favor. Right now, the favor of the rounds going down is for him, as Gobu is on game point. Remember, first to two situation.
It's a first to two situation, which is scary. Anything can happen. I have no idea. But I mean, I'm not going to lie. As soon as he scooped that dive kick, I was like, oh, dang, he knows the matchup. Oh, no. This is bad news bears for Daru.
He's been in the lab. The fighting game player that's been in the lab is a dangerous dude right there, Not that many people do that, But that's a tip y'all can take to the bank. Other ones don't have to charge for.
I just realized that HCL, it went over Eddie and actually hit Zato in the face and immediately knocked him out of it. That's a really important math knowledge.
That might be something you can look out for right here if you are playing, Hold the trade. Still caught up in the corner. 6H, chemical of the toxicity.
Toxicity in our cities immediately gets the 2K. Are you blocking that? Are you blocking the tri-dash? Well, no, you're not. It's a perfect.
Man's pushing P's out here with that perfect KO. There you go. Don't answer it back like that, but the back throw, defensive style, now on offense. FD ain't gonna save you.
These air throws are crazy. I mean, that's kind of what this game is known for, but Goku is really redefining the term. The double overhead immediately takes the first. That was a great opportunity to burst there.
Oppose. Try to get the 2D, didn't get it, but still getting in for that pressure situation. Nice neutral jump in the punish, red RC. This might be the victory if we get that wall split, I think. Not like that.
No wall splats here. The BRC, that's Omega Plus, actually combos the Pierce because of the slowdown. They're the combo burst, but this is a spooky situation for both of them, honestly.
Trying to lay the Beethoven on him. And the Tukey, again, the toxicity for that win. So I'm gonna get in.
That's crazy. I can't believe that Drunkard Shade didn't do nothing. What was he doing? Man's 2 drinks in and he's already not holding down the anti-airs? Come on, Eddie.
I thought he was going to stay sober with it, but the bartender right here, the mix coming through is Daru, though. And again, that's how you got to get your win. And you pointed this out, very correctly. Whoever gets the mix gets the win. Whoever has the spice stays nice. And we are game to game right here. Thank you, Lord, that we didn't get a blow-up, because I ain't trying to announce EVO Guilty Gear out here with just like a first or two when they just get washed.
How's it going, everybody? Go play Guilty Gear Strive. This is the best player in the world. Oh, he just got quadruple perfected. Okay, everybody go on home.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
No, but
man, that would be awful.
These are such momentum-based characters. So, I mean, I don't know. The ideal situation here is that oh, again! That is 3 of the craziest air throws I've ever seen in my life.
Can we get a counter on how many times Manson went for the air throw? Chat, let me know what it'd be like that. Yo, base the burst. I got that bursters, and this is the worst. It caught up in the corner. Take him to a different island with the Island Boys.
Hit him with the good old Zato day 1, the meaty 5D behind the thing, the frog. That was so fast. Immediately a perfect. How many perfects have there been?
We pushing P's out here. Positivity, perfects, and this is looking real bad for Daru. Can't he get that win? The 2D knockdown again. Meaty fireball. The mix goes on once again situation, and this time the double down with the dash in.
I regret to inform you, Cole, that Midnight Carnival is playing. This is Ino's boss theme from Accent Core. I don't know if Goku's got a chance. This is now scary, but we're going down to the last round. The back-to-back perfect.
Final game, final round, back-to-back P's. All I see is somebody's victory, because this is it. This is it right here. Trying to get that 6-speed, actually gets the counter hit, and again, the mix on them. The dust. Base out the burst. Once again, the thirst. Quench it.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the issue with trying to burst against Ino. She has auto burst baits built in whenever she strokes. It's the low. Is that enough? Gonna be RC.
That's it. Daru taking it with another perfect KO. You could not ask. I'm telling you right now. Ooh, you couldn't ask for a better introduction. You couldn't ask. You want to know what Guilty Gear Strive is all about? Counters, perfects, and beautiful action right there. I know I'm gonna get a noise complaint. I don't know about you, Salabos. I'm so sorry I dragged you into this. I'm so sorry. How'd you feel about that, though?
That was the craziest thing I've ever heard. I mean, if you listen closely, I think I can hear Diophone screaming, "You did it, Daru!" like halfway across the world right now. If you listen in, he did it for the Ino mains. You know, Daru said very beginning of this game, people were down on Ino, and Daru said, "Don't give up. Do not lose hope." And here he is once again, proving to everybody that Ino can do it.
Well, people, that was some fantastic action. If that's any indicator of what we're going to see at EVO, ooh, Solid Bones, I appreciate you for coming through on the comms, dog. Listen, people, if you want more of that Guilty Gear action, you want to throw hands with the mans, y'all come through and register to EVO 2022, people. Sign up for Strive, and I'm going to have to throw it back to Tasty Steve. Let's say, Jay.
So there you have it, Guilty Gear Strive, making it to Evolution this year. I think a lot of us, including Steve, are really excited about it, and not that surprised, right? It's a game that I think all of us have at least seen or watched or tried or played. It's super fun. I'm really glad it's going to be at EVO this year. And the exhibition, Gobo, Daru, like I could watch those two play all day long.
Look, man, Gobu, Daru, 2 of the best doing Guilty Gear Strive right now, especially considering this game is still relatively new to a lot of people out there. But if you've been watching Guilty Gear, you know these are 2 of the strongest names. Once again, just a piece of the high-level competition that you guys are going to get at EVO 2022 this year. And I can't wait to sign up, possibly play myself, if I can get in there, because you know we like to work a lot.
Yeah, we got a lot of work to do at EVO, but also I want to go there and play games. You know what I mean? I'm trying to show up to EVO and also play games with everybody from all over the world and watch some great Guilty Gear Strive while I'm there.
It's funny that you say that because at EVO 2022, we'll have the largest community and tournament area for everybody to come and play. So if you guys would like to hold your own community tournament here, you will not only be able to do that in this area, but you will also have your own dedicated stage so you can see all the glorious action in the big arena like you're supposed to. For EVO 2022 and all these people coming from some of these smaller games, you do have an opportunity to get your game represented at EVO and, you know, be along with all your FGC friends and rivals and play with them in this community section. So, and this is the largest community and casual section that you have ever seen at any fighting game event. So even if you're new, even if you're old, this is gonna be something to look at.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, like, you know, when you go to tournaments, you want to play people. That's like one of the biggest things about it. So for most tournaments, just being like, hey, you can play casuals whenever you want. Everybody's like, yeah, it's the greatest event of all time. Woo! Like, everybody's just so excited because casuals are such a big deal. Because going to a tournament and then not having casual setups is just like, what am I going to do? Like, I only have to play in tournament. I'm not going to play this person in tournament. And you have to go to a hotel room and then you have to play on, you know, all kinds of stuff. It's like, I don't want to do all that. I just want to play in the venue right there with the people I see. And then you see someone in the hall, you're like, yo, we can play casuals later. You're never going to play casuals though. But that's the, you know, that's the important part, right? You have the ability to go play, and it's the largest casual space that the fighting game community has ever seen. And as Steve mentioned, if your game doesn't make it into the EVO lineup this year, we'll have more news and information about where you can go to set up a community event. And I've been told they're trying to run all kinds of community events for whatever you're interested in running. So if you saw it on some weird game show or something and you're like, that game looks fun, I want to try that. You know, you can run an event at EVO, which I think would be really cool.
Well, I mean, we talk about the games for the community that might be there, might not be there. Another game that is 100% going to be there will be introduced by none other than Mr. Aquaman.
Thank you so much, Tasty Steve and Sajam, and I am honored to announce that Mortal Kombat 11 is going to be a main game at Evolution 2022. And with that, we're going to be watching a very special exhibition between two amazing players from Brazil. It's going to be Conqueror going up against Killer Shinnok. And I'm going to be joined by the one and only Saki Sakura on the mic. What's going on, Saki?
What's up, Mr. Aquaman? As always, it's a pleasure sharing the mic with you. And hello to everyone. My name is Saki Sakura, and I'm super excited to see MK11 return to EVO this year. Speaking of MK11 at EVO, being able to see this game return to the main stage is probably the hypest thing I've been waiting for. And with that being said, let's commemorate some of the most epic moments in the past by remembering some of those favorite moments, including one of mine, seeing a Florida player named Herb787 on the stage playing Cabal. He was showcasing how crazy this character's damage was way before customs came out.
Oh, and I'm going to take a look back even further for you, Saki. I'm going back to the year 2016. The game, Woo! Mortal Kombat X. The stage, Evolution. Tekken Master resets it, looks over at Sonic, and Sonic infamously takes the hat off.
Oh, and look at the glance from Tekken Master. Woo, and Sonic.
Oh.
Whoa! Whoa! I don't think we've ever seen that before.
We have
Yikes.
never. We're seeing bareheaded human Sonic Fox.
I thought his brain would be exposed there.
Yeah, never before seen it. Talk about an infamous moment in Mortal Kombat history happening right here at EVO. One of my personal favorites.
Yeah, that's going to be super exciting to see some of the newest epic moments in EVO with this year. With that being said, we should probably get to see some of these amazing players.
I do believe they are ready, guys. It's going to be Killer Shinnok and Conqueror. These two have a long history, Saki, both representing Brazil and both having massive success on an international level, not just local level, which already doesn't get enough love, I feel like. So shout outs to us showcasing them here on EVO. But two players that are just ridiculous. Killer Shinnok, one combo breaker, has done damage in every pro tour. You got Conqueror, who put work in the pro competition this year. We saw him again on an international level be able to compete with the best in the world. And so I'm really excited to see what they've got to bring today here in Mortal Kombat 11. I mean, from both of these players who have gone across the character select screen throughout their brief careers here in Mortal Kombat 11, Conqueror, the latest we saw was that Sub-Zero coming up with a noob sidebot. And is this an anti-Jackie pick for Conqueror? Are we going to be going for some huge anti-airs with those noob sidebot specials? We saw him build a custom variation right before they got into the match. This is post-ultimate. You can select the variation of the character that you want to play here in Mortal Kombat 11, and we are just swinging back and forth with some haymakers right now. Nothing but safety for Mama Briggs on the offense right now, Saki, and falling for that amplified shadow. You never know if they're going to come off the bar or not.
Ooh, and that whip down two is gonna hurt with Shinnok's actually going ahead and starting up the pressure that we know and love from Jackie here. Okay, very nice interrupt there.
Swiping the toes and the movement from him up into the grab range. Hold on a second, 130. And is the slide gonna hit? That's gonna be enough damage. Wow, what a comeback. And it makes perfect sense. I mean, the characters that we're seeing here. Conqueror loves those kind of slower, more space controlling characters. That's why we're seeing the noob sidebot. And Killer Shinnok, one of the kings of pressure in Mortal Kombat. Of course he's gonna go with Jackie. Press a button. You aren't gonna be punishable.
Absolutely, and a beautiful jump in there. Not going to be able to hit confirm. Also not able to hit confirm on Killer Shinnok's part. A lot of trades happening here, but the goal here for Conqueror is to just get out of that corner. Beautiful flawless block there, but that is going to be a punish on the Goop with forcing the breakaway here.
Oh man, we're seeing a lot of hesitancy defensively. I've seen about 3 or 4 punishes that just haven't been committed to, and there's some commitment from Conqueror. That's going to be all she wrote. No, not enough damage, 298. Is there enough on the chip? And there is as game number 1. Wow, going Conqueror's way. We didn't get to see any of what we know and what the community knows from Jackie Briggs. That was all Conqueror.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the scary things about this matchup is Noob has the tools to really stop Jackie from leaping in the air, starting her pressure. And Conqueror is also has amazing spacing, has not been letting Killer Shinnok actually close in and start the Jackie pressure. And the few times that Killer has been able to get in, it's all been trades and just not able to hit confirm.
Exactly. I mean, there was one point where I don't know if it was an input error or not, but we saw the stand 3 come out of Jackie, and 20 times out of 10, I know that number is completely made up, but 20 times out of 10, when Jackie does a 3, you know they're just pressing 3-3 for their life, praying for a counter hit and looking for the half-life combo. So what could have been, and it was a counter hit. Oh my goodness, what in the world is going through each other? And his Conqueror drawing some massive blood off the health bar. Wow, what a start. Shimmies with the 2-1-2, and my goodness, Saki, this is looking awful one-sided.
Yeah, this is actually such a good round for Conqueror. Really started the momentum here. Another big thing about this matchup, and something that probably Killer needs to go ahead and take into consideration, is a good round start. Start off with that Jackie pressure and damage that we all know and love, right? But Conqueror, that spacing, once again, look at that. Just playing defense, going for the slide to keep the full screen, and once again, trying to get an opening here that we see. But beautiful opening here from Killer Shinnok with the jump in, and this is going to be full on damage, about 34% plus more with that Goop.
Oh my goodness, the defense from Conqueror. The two things that we know Conqueror for, the defense and the spacing. He's showcasing both of them right there. As Killer Shinnok did find his first combo of the set. He's on life alert here, down to fatal blow territory. One hit confirmed for him now. Can seal the deal. Hell, not even that with this Jackie damage. Oh, that's
here
gonna
it
be
is. Yep, and that is it. That is all Jackie wrote there, with Killer able to seal with that one hit confirm right there.
Gonna eat the roundhouse through the glass there. That can't feel good. I don't care who you are. That's gotta hurt.
Never feels good. You see it and you're just like, that glass is shattering. That's not fun,
Hey,
right there.
That's the same glass that in one of her fatalities cuts someone in half. That's some tough glass. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, nice interrupt on the leap there, and opening up again. Killer keeping this corner pressure right now from Conqueror, and this is full optimal damage, practically 37% right there.
This is one of the few characters that can contest Jackie. Damage for damage, too. Not talked about a lot. His noob sidebot's damage output, here in customs especially, and I am loving it. Put me on the dollar menu. These back twos from his noob sidebot are very impressive. Look, he's just standing his ground. He says, do something that I can react to. I'm praying that you do something for me to react to right now. Keep his flows blocked out on reaction. Are you kidding me?
It is definitely unnerving to see a player like Conqueror just literally standing like, yeah, come at me. What's up? I'm waiting. And here we go, Killer trying to open up. Conqueror here was able to get the jump in, but no hit confirm and no punish off of the interactable as well. This is going to be some big chip damage. Killer having to open up right now. It's now or never.
Oh my goodness, can he open him up at all? Gets the 13%, needs another one. Now he's able to close the gap. I mean, Conqueror's looking for something to react to. It's gonna... Oh my goodness. He is going to pay the iron price for, do we call it what it is, Saki? It looked like he was playing with his food.
I believe he was playing with his food. That's one of the things too. It's a strategy, right? It's at the end of the day, it's one of those high level player strategies that when you get into the match, you're just kind of like, you know what? I think I got this. Let's style on them. And then that sometimes doesn't work out. And we saw it right there with Conqueror, probably playing a little too much with their food.
I liked what I was seeing, though. Did you see the multiple flawless blocks on that farthest reaching advancing mid of Jackie's? Twice, when not blocking, looking for that reactionary time to press the right trigger and getting into those frames where you can execute a flawless block, which, guys, is 3 frames. You have 3 frames from when you block something to be able to hit flawless block and a button.
Oh my
3
goodness.
frames to 6
Speaking
frames,
of
man. I am
flawless
tripping.
block,
It has been a while. It's been a while since I've looked at the frame data bucket. Like,
listen, we don't talk about numbers here. We do not talk about numbers, but we are going to talk about the numbers here for this noob combo.
Oh my
And
goodness.
it's going to be, oh my god, 40%.
I don't even think we have to talk about the numbers. We can just
No,
say
we
that
don't.
it was enough to kill. Oh my goodness, these back twos.
Okay, nice
And
little
look at this.
backdash here. Okay.
Being up a game here against Saki might be playing a little too confident.
Yeah, again, this is what makes watching Conqueror probably the most interesting player to see in MK11 is just the style, the patience, the strategy, and
so
also,
unique.
again, yeah, it's so unique, and it's one of the really awesome things to see from players from different countries that are outside of the NA. Alright, here we go. Nice, going for the knockdown. Oh.
There, okay. Before the breakaway came to put down the dot damage, really smart stuff, but now double fatal blow territory. I'm frightened of 4 triggers right now on some dual shock 4s or 5s. Makeover's coming from! Looking for him!
Oh my goodness. And it's literally neck to neck, 1 hit confirm, and there it is!
I've never in my life seen someone stand next to someone that close, let alone Jackie in every single one of her buttons ranges. Didn't block whatsoever, and then just the confident, slow sickle chop to the foot right there, Saki, and said, thank you for the victory. I appreciate it.
Yes, once again, Conqueror coming out and conquering as well-known player here, and an awesome match between Killer and Conqueror for sure. Really enjoyed it, and once again, we see just how talented some of these players are outside of NA, and that's what probably makes EVO probably the hypest tournament to watch, is we get to see all of that talent going to this event and showcasing what they're made of.
And if they bring any of that to EVO, y'all better be on the lookout. My goodness, those Brazilians, you know, we don't talk about it enough. That community down there and that in the entirety of Latin America, when they come to play, heck, they're the current champions. They just won CEO. Latin America coming into EVO, y'all better be on the lookout. And Combo Breaker coming up too. I went on the wrong side right there. Dang that camera gets me every single time, Saki. But what a great match those two gave to us. And thank you so much for commentating with me. Thank you to EVO for having us on and being able to say that Mortal Kombat is coming back. And with that, don't forget to register for EVO 2022. We're going to send it back to Sajam and Tasty Steve. Take it away, guys.
And there you have it. Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate is going to be our next game here at EVO. A game that I'm super excited is coming because I love NRS games. It's where I got a lot of my start in the community. And I think Mortal Kombat is super fun. And, you know, as good as the online play is for this game, and many of the games we're going to be having, like, you want to play offline. You know what I mean? You have to settle it offline where it really counts, where you're really throwing hands. And the exhibition was super cool. It's great to see players from Latin America getting a rep. Great to see players from, you know, obviously Japan we had earlier, and then also Europe. It's really cool to have players from all over the world playing in these exhibitions, showing off their games for EVO.
You know, the thing about Mortal Kombat 11 is it is at that part of its lifespan where the game is definitely evolved to you're looking at some of the best players in the world play it at this point. I feel like EVO is always the stage to see a game's like fully evolved life cycle come to a close, especially considering that some of the best players have been crowned for Mortal Kombat at EVO. I mean, not to mention the Sonic Foxes, the Honeybees, all of these players have been there. I personally can't wait. I know I'm not the biggest when it comes to the NRS games, but I can tell you right now, I really do appreciate what's on the display for Mortal Kombat 11, and I can't wait to see what EVO 2022 brings to us.
Yeah, and you know, speaking of playing offline, right? We mentioned earlier that the casual space is really big at EVO. We said the casuals and community space is really big. For reference, the casuals and community space at EVO is bigger than all of Combo Breaker. Combo Breaker is not bigger than just the space where we're playing casuals, just the space where we have all the community stuff for EVO this year. Think about that.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, we've already talked about the fact that you're gonna see a lot of people, but having this space to actually be able to play, have your community area as well, and then the fact that it's bigger than an entire tournament, one of the best tournaments, mind you, out there lets you know just how much time and care was put into this community era, as well as the fact that you guys are going to get your own stage, you get the casuals as well, you're going to meet up with a bunch of your friends in and out of the country. It really does play out for the better, for the community, and for the better of EVO 2022 for us to have this giant area.
Yeah, and whether it's like, oh, I'm so mad I didn't do so well in tournament, I want to go play casuals, or if you're just really happy, you're like, oh, I did so great, I want to play against that player and that player, and whatever your reason is, you know, you're going to want to play casuals at the event. You're going to want to play against the people that you see. So I think that's a really cool, you know, thing to have. But speaking of which, Steve, I want to know the next game. We're already moving along. We got some games in here. We've seen some stuff. What's going on here at EVO?
So to bring us our next game, it will be none other than Markman. Let's check it out.
Thank you, Sajam, and thank you, Tasty Steve. Today, I am pleased to announce that Tekken 7 will be returning as a main game for EVO 2022, happening in Las Vegas, Nevada, August 5th through 7th. So I'm super excited. And, you know, today we actually have a special exhibition match for all of you Tekken fans that are out there, a match featuring two of the greatest names in Tekken competition. We have both Knee and JDCR. And today, I am actually joined with my good friend, Mr. Anakin, who will be commentating this special exhibition with me. How are you doing, Anakin?
Pretty good, pretty good. Hope you're doing well, Mark, and everybody at home watching. I mean, super thrilled that Tekken 7 is back at EVO this year, but of course, I feel like that's no surprise when you consider that it's been a game that's been growing every single year, ever since it's come out. 5 years, I feel like, since console release now. So just really, really happy that we're once again back as a main game at EVO, and I'm really excited to see these two legends throw down, because we don't get to see this too often. So they're actually going to be treating us to a very, very cool match here. I feel like we don't get to see this that often, man. JDCR.
Oh yeah, and you know, even though I have my EVO hat on, I have my Tekken heart on. I am a huge fan of the game, the series, the community. So super excited to see how this plays out. I mean, you know, these two guys, they are no stranger to EVO events. You know, JDCR winning the first console EVO way back in 2017, me winning the first EVO Japan event for Tekken 7. These guys definitely have made their mark in terms of, you know, the EVO events. However, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, it changes every single year. We've had a different champion every single year. As you mentioned, kind of the game has been growing ever since. You know, even before the console version was at EVO in 2017, we had sneak preview tournaments at EVO for the arcade version. It's, you know, thinking about how long that, you know, not only Tekken and Tekken 7 has been part of EVO, it's great to see, you know, the growth and, you know, the hunger for people wanting to enter these events. And not just these events, you know, events like, you know, CEO, we had CEO not too long ago, a few months ago. Combo Breaker just opened up registration, and Tekken is doing so well there. I'm excited.
The numbers are
see,
crazy.
You know, the numbers are insane, and I'm excited to see how the community is going to kind of get together this year as a lot of events kind of return back to the offline tournament scene. So I'm excited for it. You know, I have so many favorite EVO events from years past, and I just can't wait to see how things go. I mean, the last EVO we had in a live environment in Las Vegas was 2019, and you ended up getting third place at that event. You want to kind of just talk to us and tell us about, you know, what that feeling is like. You're in that arena with roaring fans of like thousands and thousands of people kind of just cheering for you. That moment was crazy. I remember doing commentary, and I didn't want to do commentary. I just wanted to go to the stage and kind of watch and cheer you on like everyone else. That was crazy, man.
It was super crazy. I mean, being in that arena in the Mandalay Bay Convention Center, there's been no other place like it that I've played in as a Tekken player. So all those fans cheering, you know, you can think that the most, you know, the biggest tournament that you've been to times 10. That's what it feels like. The floor shaking, and the stakes are you know, have never been as high. And that was the case when I competed at Top 8 in 2019. I think the field was like over 2,000 or something, the largest field in Tekken history. So it was just a big honor, and like I was really proud to be able to get that far and compete. That was probably my favorite EVO, you know, as a whole. Outside of just doing really well there, my favorite moment was just having Arsene Ash come out and like unifying those EVO titles. A lot of people didn't really know who he was. So yeah, that was, for me, was just my favorite moment. Just a guy coming out of nowhere and taking down like the world's best players, becoming the world champion. And you know, the rest is history. You guys all know that story.
All right, let's get right into the match. Excited to see who these players are going to be picking. Knee, you know, can use a number of characters. Same thing with JDCR. These guys have quite the arsenal of high-level characters they can use in competition. So as we go into it, let's see what we're going to be surprised. Oh my gosh, I did not expect this, Anakin.
Well, we got Knee on this, you know, legendary, famous character that he's been known for, but really hasn't played in tournaments at all over like the last several years. He's been bouncing around trying to counterpick players, trying to counterpick characters. So we see these Brian picks in exhibition matches and stuff. So that's what I'm really happy to see. And JDCR, I feel like he's lately been in a character crisis situation. Can't really decide who he wants to take to these tournaments. But in an exhibition set, Fakum is never a bad choice.
Never a bad choice. He's been using a lot of Armor King, particularly when these guys would meet up in tournament play. Nee would always kind of shift towards kind of Geese and Steve as well. So it's interesting to see this matchup, maybe a matchup we're not used to seeing, at least here and now. So right now, Nee looking to really open up JDCR, and he's doing such a great job of it. And it's all about timing. Those hatchet kicks, they add up. I mean, he doesn't have that many low options.
It came early. A lot of players do a lot of mids. They play it safe. They don't want to take those risks, and they wait until later to start opening up those lows. And he's the type of player where you really do think that he is that way. He doesn't like taking risks at the beginning. So that's really what caught JDCR off guard there. And it's been known that JDCR is not, I wouldn't say bad at low blocking, but if you're ever going to break his defense, that's where you're going to do it because he's so good at dodging everything else, right?
Yeah, I think he's talked about his methodology a lot. Is like he doesn't want to risk kind of ducking and getting launched, right? Oh my gosh. What a duck there from Nee, able to get the full count down for 2-1. Looking to end it here, and the taunt will do it. That is what he's known for, really revolutionizing the use of Brian throughout the many years and really adding that to his arsenal. You got to remember, Nee is the one that really popularized the use of the taunt, and he was able to utilize it in such a way that it becomes a threat. You have to be careful on how you get up.
Wow, the full combo. He used everything perfectly this time. It still gets it to the wall. I've never seen that before. And JDCR keeps tech rolling, and this is what you get. Against a player as good as Nee, you keep testing him, he's going to definitely answer those test questions perfectly. So right there, taunt being used, I saw like 3 different occasions perfectly. Twice to end the round. Once right there with that sick wall combo that I've never even seen before to just carry with the 1-4 from that position to the wall. That's that knee
that was
a
brilliant display of Brian play from Nee. And again, we don't really get to see it that often, especially when it comes to competition, especially against a player like JDCR. So that was quite a treat. That's going to kind of put JDCR back to the drawing board there. I mean, is he going to switch to another character? What's he going to do? Because right now, Nee is up 1-0, and he looked comfortable. That was 3 straight rounds, pure domination. Anytime JDCR tried to come in, he got hit with a counter hit. 4, he got hit with the Magic 4. He got hit with jabs. And Nee really just controlled it, especially on the Oki side.
He landed like a couple lows there. That's the only thing that I even recall JDCR being successful at. But that was a total beatdown, 3 straight rounds, and the type of match where you don't really get to learn much about your opponent. You don't really even have a plan of attack. But he's gonna switch with Fakum there. I guess the way he sees it is that went so bad it can't get any worse. This game cannot be any worse, right? And I think that is true. That was just everything he did wrong there. Tech rolling on the wall, just guessing wrong in the mix-ups. And if anything he does differently here, would probably give him a chance to learn a little bit more, survive a little bit longer. Nee is looking really strong right now with Brian. I wonder why he doesn't pick that character more in tournaments.
I don't know. It's the thing. Like, I feel like he pulls them out every now and then, right? And when he does, it's always a surprise and a treat for the fans. But again, whenever he does pick them, he always makes sure that he's using them to an effective way. Oh my gosh, nice punish.
JDCR, it's really known for his movement, his evasion. So far, he's sidestepped a couple moves, but I saw like opportunity to get more damage. He's settling right now. But this is a nice juicy combo into the round finisher. Nicely done. Definitely going to gain some confidence there for JDCR, getting his first round of this set. He's using that down 4-1 poke string. A lot of options from there already. Knees back to the wall.
Oh my God, he was ready. He was ready.
He was ready for that too. Perfect punish, but the combo came too soon and he dropped it. But big lead right now for Nee. One more launch, and I think that's going to be, could be death.
Yeah, and Nee, of course, not a stranger to this character. Of course, using Fakum as well. One of those rare players that has really every single character in his roster to Tekken God Omega. Oh.
Yeah, like he did that a while ago, doing that achievement. I don't think anybody's done that in the world. Get Tekken God Omega with every single character. It's so hard to just get even Tekken God Prime. Man. Anybody who plays ranked knows. So that's really impressive for him. And he's just, hungry for more right now. Here we go. The patience right now. They're switching it up. Nee feels a little bit pressured right now. He's throwing a lot more keep out moves. Does not want JDCR to get close.
And that's the thing, it's all about timing. And I feel like JDCR in that opening round, he had a good read on the timing. But then, again, Knee kind of just changing things up here. You know, he was going in on him in that very first match. He was going for the hatchet kicks. He was going for the pressure tools with the back one, with the down two. But let's see what he does now. How is he going to open him up? There's a life lead on JDCR.
No big moments have happened so far, so waiting for that first big launch, that first big counter hit. There it is. It's not going to be death for JDCR yet, but is he going to tech roll? Is he going to challenge Knee again? And he's staying down, rightfully so. Respects the skills. Pretty solid. Magic 4. Yeah. A couple times now that string has gotten JDCR out of trouble. And I think that once, you know, Knee is a player that has been trying to get close with Brian so he can land these counter hits or these lows. And so right there, he sensed that Knee was trying to make that comeback, and he didn't want to let that happen. So shut down with the right kick, left kick. Pretty simple. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Everything
He's starting
going
to open
well.
him up again. But a nice life lead here, of course.
When you're throwing out a lot of pokes like that, though, up close, it only just takes one magic 4. And right as I said that, it's actually Knee who gets it. And it could be death right here. Oof. The big
Yeah,
character
gotta remember,
combo.
Bakaram is a big character. He's unable to escape that extra damage at the wall. And Knee, one of those guys, he has that knowledge. He's going to know exactly what to do in any given situation.
JDCR being stubborn right now with the down back 4 low kick. Brian gets big damage and a knockdown when he blocks that. So a lot more times than not, it's been blocked. And Knee right now with a slight advantage. His back's to the wall, though, and you see him. He's trying to step to his right, slowly get away, and pressure the other way. And now JDCR with his back to the wall. You see it, once somebody's back to the wall, they try to throw out those attacks to try to get off. Whatever it is, it's better than being back fully up against the wall. Against either Fakaram or Brian, it's pretty much like you're dead at that point. So they're trying everything they can to get off that corner.
And that's the thing, some of these things that are crucial, because, you know, they're both so good in terms of movement. So them pulling out the homing moves, like, for example, JDCR going for that down back 4. He has to be careful, especially with his back to the wall. Man, look at that Knee closing it out.
And that is going to be it. Knee takes the set 2-0 over JDCR. I mean, right there, JDCR had a great chance in the final round to go and tie up the set, but Knee shuts it down, closes the door. No go, 2-0 to Knee. Mark, what do you think?
Hopefully that's a great preview of what we're going to be seeing at a lot of these events and tournaments as we kind of go back slowly into the offline. And, of course, for EVO in the future. So, again, that was awesome. I was super happy to see Knee's Brian, and he was able to really come out on top. Anakin, I got to tell you, I'm really happy that we got to do commentary for this, and I'm excited for when we get to see each other. I'll see you at EVO later this year. And everyone that's watching at home, I hope you guys are excited for EVO as well. Make sure you guys register. Check out the website when the registration is up later today, evo.gg. So I hope you guys get ready for another just wonderful year of Tekken.
And there you have it. We're going to be having Tekken 7 back at EVO, a game that I have really loved to watch every single... Are you wave dashing at me? Is that what's happening? I'm going to backdash away. But Tekken 7 is going to be there, which is like, it's one of my favorite games to watch, especially in the arena. Like live, being there in person, watching you running around, yelling, make some noise. Like it is... I promise you will never have an experience like that in the community. It's so fun.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, you guys know Tekken, I love it, and I personally know, because I'm running the show most of the time, that being in that arena on Sunday is something that is only done. You have to be there to experience it yourself. And on top of that, Tekken's another one of those games. It's been around for a while. We have some of the best players in the world, not just in the States, but out there in the world that will be at EVO. You just saw Knee go up against JDCR. There's more of that to come, I promise you, coming from EVO, especially considering last year we had, the largest Tekken tournament ever at that point. I mean, with the last live EVO, we had the largest Tekken.
Feels like a year ago.
But it definitely feels like
it was many. And that's the cool thing. Is like you look at these exhibitions, there's so many good players. A lot of people are like, I don't know much about Tekken 7. Who are these people? These are, past EVO champions that you're watching go out of here for your entertainment, for each of the games we're announcing, right? A lot of them are just super high level players. So it's always really fun to watch.
Well, look, speaking of high level and the legacy that comes from this, and we got a lot more space at EVO, which I'm really happy to hear. We got a brand new community tournament section for everybody. We got a sick new stage, but even more so, that touches my heart. We got a brand new area that is filled with nothing but classic actual arcade cabinets for the people to come from home and play themselves in person versus other people. I personally think that's amazing. I was born a button barbarian in the arcades, bro. I'm happy to hear about this. What about you, Say, Jeff?
Yeah, I think it's really cool because more and more events are starting to really focus on casuals and stuff too, but having cabs is so nice, right? Because you just have all these games and there's something so nostalgic about just seeing a cab at an event and being like, oh, there's someone on that cab over there. I'm gonna just walk over, sit down, and start playing. And then before you even know what's happening, all of a sudden, like they're just packed. There's people everywhere trying to play. So it's like one of those things where there's something that draws you towards them. There's like the beacon, right? The light coming off of the cabinet.
The buttons
you
you
see
can
it. Yep, all the buttons coming through, and you're just like, I gotta stop for a second and play it real quick. You just like look, you're like, they're playing that. I'm gonna go over there. Let me just go sit down. And there's just something very visceral about that feeling. You know, you're just like, oh wait, I gotta go over there and check that out. Speaking of which, we've been moving and grooving here, announcing games, having exhibitions and stuff. Are you ready for the next game?
Look, man, you know that's why I'm here. I'm here to see you and to hear these games. So what we have coming next is what?
We are gonna go to Hell Pockets for our next game at EVO 2022.
Hey, thank you, Sage M and Steve, for that warm introduction. My name is Hell Pockets, and I am delighted to announce that KOF 15 is going to be at EVO 2022 as a main stage game. That's right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. And I am joined here by my illustrious co-host, Aru. How you doing, brother?
Doing pretty good, man. Thank you. You know, it's such a joy to be here. Announcing that KOF is going to be back at EVO. You know, can you believe it's been 5 years since KOF 14 was last at EVO? That is insane to me. And like, it's so wonderful. KOF 15, it's new, it's here, it's great, and it's going to be at EVO. So you all should be really excited to both register and spectate, you know, if you can't make it. So, you know, before we go any further, though, I just wanted to kind of mention my favorite EVO moment for KOF. Yeah, so this was actually before I really got into fighting games like that. Like before I ever like came out to locals or anything, I was watching EVO, and I watched. It was a set that you commentated actually, Chris. It was.
No!
Yeah, man. It was actually Mad KOF versus Bala in 2012. So that's been 10 years now since that happened. And man, I got to tell you, as like a Korean American, I was watching this guy, Mad KOF. Facing all this adversity in the crowd. All the Mexicans were chanting Mexico, calling him pendejo and all this nonsense. But, you know, my man's made it. And I thought that was the sickest set ever. And you know what? I still do. So I'm really looking forward to this year. I hope that this year can kind of also inspire a whole new generation in the same way that inspired me. So, Chris, how about you? What was your favorite EVO moment?
Oh man, the legendary Bala versus Mad KOF. You know, everybody always brings that up when they're talking about, you know, EVO moments, KOF moments. And I always have to one-up them with the following year, EVO 2013, Reynolds versus Wu in Grand Finals, another event that I worked. And you want to talk about a clinic in KOF 13 at its peak. Like, you just see two of the best players in the world go the distance and just leave it all in the hallway. I know it sounds cliche, but that's literally what happened. I definitely implore people who haven't seen those either ever or in a while, go back and watch both of those grand finals, and you will see two players, or rather four players, I guess, just emotionally drained, physically drained, and the crowd just going ape, you know what.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That was also, you know, that's probably my second place one. Just because, you know, like you said, everything was just so electrifying about that set. KOF, you know, long history at EVO, and they've all been great. Like, seriously, every single one has been great, and I'm really, really you know, I know 15 is gonna meet all those expectations, shatter them, dare I say.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I think we're in that territory now. Well, yeah, you know, like, we're about to add another page to that history book, because apparently we got a little exhibition to watch between Reynolds and El Rosa in KOF 15 to celebrate its inclusion into EVO 2022. So without further ado, let's get into the match. Oh, so yeah, looks like we're going to have Reynolds on the left, on the one-player side, and El Rosa on the right. El Rosa running Kukri, Dinosaur, and Ralph. And Reynolds running, I almost missed it, but he definitely had a Ralph in there. Elizabeth and Vanessa. He's been singing high praises of Vanessa pretty much since the game came out. I'm interested to see how he can make this character work.
I think so. I've seen some of his matches, and he's definitely seems like he's putting in a lot of time in Vanessa. He seems like a really big believer, and honestly, I'm with him because the character seems
too,
like
because
she's got a lot of different like, ways to open you up and stuff and mix you up. So
it's not just that too, but like, you remember how she was in 14, where she was just like this combo beast, but it was like very tied to her meter and how much she had. Now it's a little more opened up because of how the system works in 15, and she's a little bit faster. She's just more versatile that way and can put a ton of damage on you quickly.
Absolutely, but right now it looks like they're both kind of feeling each other out. Not too many major hits have really come through yet.
Oh yeah, I bet you there's gonna be like a lot of disrespect once they get comfortable.
Absolutely,
Definitely on
both
Reynolds.
these guys. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure Reynolds, but El Rosa can get a little cheeky too, you know?
Oh, for sure, man. These are actually two great competitors to showcase right now. Oh boy. And I think that might be it for Kukri. Yes, sir!
Yeah, good clean hit for Reynolds, opens it all up. Man, Vanessa, she very efficiently turns bar into damage, man.
Yeah.
But yo, this is El Rosa's character though, Dinosaur.
The quintessential dinosaur player. Yeah, I've been playing him since 14. Been doing just magical stuff since 15 came out with this character, kind of making dinosaur players out of a lot of the new KOF players.
Absolutely, yeah. I saw a lot of people really interested in the character after the Team Spooky exhibitions that you know he was playing in.
Ooh!
Nice.
And that's exactly why.
Oh, he went for another one, but yeah, big disrespect out of Reynolds. Good stuff.
I think that was EX2, and Reynolds just stuffed it with the close C.
Yep.
Oh, whips the overhead though. You know what? That's okay. That's secondary character almost dead. Vanessa did her job. Elizabeth is coming in with 2 and almost 2.5 bars against a dinosaur that is bleeding.
Yeah. Now this is another really strong character in my opinion, Elizabeth.
Oh, extremely.
She's got a lot of really straightforward but very effective options. And she's got one of the best anti-airs in the game in her Reflect.
Yeah, it's very aggravating to deal with, especially when you play a team full of like projectile users that just want to get that space opened up. And right now, that doesn't seem to be a problem for El Rosa. Yikes!
That was such a crazy. I don't know if that even crossed up or not, but that clearly Reynolds didn't even know either. Yeah. But wow, that was a really good presence of mind from El Rosa to be able to convert that into a kill combo.
Yeah, and that was a quick match too, so Dinosaur got a lot of that life back, looking like he's a contender in the third round here.
That's true, but this is that character, right?
This is that character, guys. Like, this man changes momentum so quickly. El Rosa's got one more touch left to his name, cannot get poked. Ooh.
Yeah, big trade in Reynolds' favor there. I think Rolf,
Okay.
Yeah, and it's funny that both players are opting to choose Ralph as anchor. I mean, there's a reason for that, guys.
I was gonna say, like, Stan D kind of makes a big argument for that case, and there we see it. This is gonna be a lot of damage. He still has 2 bars left over. That's right. Delay it, catch him. Ooh, this is gonna hurt.
Absolutely. My goodness, this is one-touch territory now for El Rosa.
What the heck? What was he looking for?
No.
Are you kidding me? Oh
wow! Okay, he opts to save the meter. Yeah. I thought he wanted. I could have sworn that he was going to go for a climax there. You know.
I think there was really very few arguments against it, unless he's that confident in his offense that, hey, he left me alive, I'm going to get another chance to touch him again, so let's actually kill him the second time. But as you see right there, he ended up spending that meter on a bad quick max. Ooh.
Now this is actually one-touch territory.
Yes.
But really, I mean, if El Rosa gets now one more clean hit, this is anyone's game.
Oh! Volatile is the name. Ralph Jones. Far D has been absolutely ruining lives since the game's release.
No kidding, man. That button makes me question all of my character choices. I always think to myself, why am I not playing this guy? You know? But
it's strange. It's like, oh, that's a good button, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun as hell. Like, once you like being able to play around it and get in on Ralph and, you know, put the hurt on him for once, it really feels rewarding in this game.
Oh, totally. You know, and I think that you can always pat yourself on the back for getting around Ralph, but there's still like the fact that you had to play around him and you're just like, you know what? No matter how you slice it, it would have just been easier to pick Ralph and hit Far Stand D at round start.
You're right. You're right.
We got to be real with ourselves, Aru.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh, he gave up on it though. Maybe thought he was a little too far away.
Yeah, he might have been a little too far because Vanessa is a little bit stubby.
Yeah, she's a little bit dependent on spacing, and like despite the fact that she can confirm off of far C's, that does betray her sometimes.
This is really scary though. Kukri really shines once he gets you into the corner. He's got a lot of really scary loops that can do a lot of damage for very low meters.
And a lot of people are worried that because the sand clone does a knockdown now, it does no longer leave the opponent standing, that he might have lost some of his offense. But those rumors were not true. This guy is still very frightened. Ooh.
Absolutely. Very nice
What an
confirm
answer
on
from
the down
Rosa.
C.
And Reynolds not putting the foot off the gas yet. Wow! What a
Nice, blows it up. That is not real.
Oh, now Rose is in the corner. How's he going to get this? He can't guard cancel. He can't do anything. Guard broken.
Beautiful. And that's, I think, the case. Oh. That was beautiful. So he actually went over the low anti-air low attempt from Reynolds by using the air TK move to stay in the air a little bit longer.
And that's one of the scariest things about Kukri, that he can turn a jump into like a delayed overhead.
Mm-hmm. Nice pressure here from El Rosa.
Just doing that stand or that jump blowback just to make sure that Reynolds not jumping out. Backing up? I don't know about that.
Nice. There goes that
That's
anti-air
pressure.
like I was talking about.
I don't even know what he was expecting to happen. Try to put her in the other corner now. Now he's going to lose his character because he gave up on the pressure in the corner, and there he goes.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a really good defensive round, I think, from Reynolds. Managed to kill Kukri without losing too much life. He's going to get a lot of that back.
Now, this was a problem last match, though. This dinosaur
That's true.
seemed to put Reynolds on skates, had him scratching his head for a good 2 minutes, couldn't figure it out.
And we'll see if he makes any adjustments. This guy is an EVO champ, remember, so.
He is an EVO champ, but in a way, so is Rosa as the winner of the KOF 14 pre-release tournament at EVO. You know, he has he is not a stranger to high-pressure situations in the EVO environment. And that tournament did have Reynolds in it.
You're absolutely correct, yeah. How could I forget?
That's kind of Rosa's thing, you know, like the game's out early, he's like a monster.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Like as we're seeing right now. Man, this dinosaur is really putting the hurt on Elizabeth all this round.
Oh yeah. And Reynolds just like, how do I approach this guy? I got all the meter in the world, but can't get in.
Exactly. That's one of Liz's problems, that her approaches are fairly linear, and her range is also, like, besides a few of her like pokes, it's not too great.
It's depressing, man.
Nice.
Okay, one chance. A lot of chances for Reynolds to take this round. I was gonna say, like, this is his last character, and he can't afford to take too much damage like that. All right, get off me.
Nice.
Oh. Rosa telling him pump the brakes.
Yeah, I mean, playing against this dinosaur with those gigantic jabs, it's really hard to find, you know, a spot to get a clean hit on him.
No, it's really hard. And that hurt box is not exactly what you think it is either.
That's true.
Like, I get like, oh, he found it though.
Threads the needle with that gigantic standee around.
Yeah, surgical, right?
Oh no, couldn't he have done
Yes,
this?
he could have punished that. He could have punished that.
Yes, absolutely. All right, now it's back down to the anchors.
Oh my God! And in El Rosa's favor with full health and 3.5 bars. Oh, that's an activation if I ever saw one. And Rosa saying thanks for the free damage.
Reynolds just sneaking in a lot of really small hits. They're really beginning to add up now against El Rosa.
Yeah, throwing in this game is going to add up quickly because throwing is so favored because of, I mean, I don't know the frame count. It's fast.
Incredibly so. Plus, they reward you with a hard knockdown, so it's still your turn after you get a
Every
throw.
time, right? You just hold up for the safe jump. I run it with 2 bars. If he touches him, you better believe he's going to quick next. There it is.
There it is, like you just said.
Whoa!
Oh my goodness! That was so crazy. So again, El Rosa demonstrating mastery, air superiority, you know, staying in the air, using that air special move to punish Reynolds' punishing attempt.
My God, I don't know if that was on reaction or if that was by design. Like, did he just neutral jump and plan to just do dive at that point? I don't know, man. That seems insane to me. But that's El Rosa, you know? You never quite know what he's thinking. What a great match to showcase the volatility of KOF 15 and just a piece of how hype it could be at EVO 2022. I don't know, man. I don't know if we're ready because that's just like, that's early business right now. What happens in 5 more months? What does this look like in 5 more months? I can't even imagine it.
Dude, I have no clue either. I mean, it's a really exciting time to be a KOF fan right now because this 15 There's so many possibilities, the options that you have to spend your meter, and all the different characters that they've given us. It's going to be so exciting to see where the game goes, and I really can't wait to see what people from all over the world bring to the table at EVO.
That's right. Everybody better be ready because there are people coming for that crown in KOF 15. It's going to be big. And I think that's going to do it for us, though. Steve and Sajam, y'all take it away.
KOF 15 will be the next title at EVO 2022. Shout outs to Hell Pockets, Aru, as well as El Rosa and Reynold for giving us an amazing display of KOF 15. KOF 15 historically has given us some of the most exciting matches at EVO. I cannot wait to see what's going to be on display.
Yeah, KOF as a franchise, it has some of the best EVO top 8s of all time, right? Some of them slide in there as some of the most entertainment you can go watch. Even today, if you go watch those old top 8s for 13 or 14 or whatever you're interested in, you go watch KOF, the excitement from the crowd, the excitement from the commentators, the players, everybody's just excited. Those games are timeless, and they're so fun to watch. If you go back to watch old KOFs, and you have just been playing 15, like a lot of people have, myself included, you will notice like, wow, these characters are doing the exact same things that they do in the new game. So you'll be really prepared. So if you're interested in KOF 15 at all, I highly recommend it. The game is a blast. The old top 8s are so fun to watch. The community is always so excited, and it's such a worldwide international game. So many people from all over the world play KOF, which I think is one of the coolest things about it. It doesn't matter where you're from. You probably know somebody that plays KOF and is really interested in it.
Look, I can tell you right now, man, Reynold, one of those guys that we just saw in that exhibition, during that EVO's grand final set, I was the one, check the tapes, who handed him the American Aviator sunglasses. That's one of the reasons I know KOF always goes off at EVO, and it's because of that competition that we get from all around the world. It's not just central to one specific region. All over the world plays KOF. KOF 15, the new kid on the block, really gonna turn a lot of heads. Listen to Sajam, listen to me. You guys wanna watch what comes from KOF 15 this year at EVO.
Yeah, and so many of the players that are really good at other fighting games actually started on KOF. I think a lot of people will tell you like, oh, I used to go to the arcade and there was like a cab there, a Neo Geo cab, like whatever. I used to play KOF all the time. So it's like a really common starting point for a lot of players. But speaking of which, Steve, I have one of the most important announcements in Evolution history to tell you about.
Okay.
This year at EVO, when you grab your badge, you show up, you say, hi, I'm such and such. Here's my badge. I got it. Shake hands, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Put it on. When you get your badge, it also comes with a refillable water bottle that you can use at any of the 45 stations across EVO to refill and hydrate during the event.
So you mean to tell me, not only do we get this sick new section to play all our community games, a stage, a dope layout, but we also get water bottles to refill in between the sets we could potentially be playing at EVO 2022 this year?
That's correct.
The best EVO ever already. That's really all, that's all I needed. You know what I'm saying?
You got casuals, you got water. What else could you want? I mean, those are the two most important things that mankind needs, right? Like you just look around, you're like, this is it. This is the one.
Look, man, every player, every person that watches you stream, they always tell you to drink water. Now EVO single-handedly making sure that we get to that water. And I'm telling you right now, in all honesty, we know how it goes. Playing in tournaments, talking in tournaments, you definitely need water on standby all the time. So I'm happy that this is actually happening.
I can't wait to see it, everybody, at EVO this year, hydrated.
We're going to be cheersing with the...
cheers. Everybody's skin flawless, because of everything that's going on. You're going to be playing casuals, cheers in some water, right? You're going to be having the best EVO of your life.
Popping water bottles. But with that being said...
Hydrate.
Well, first off, before we go any further, we still have games for you guys to find out about. And for that next title, I'm going to send it to the legendary Majin Obama.
All right, thank you, Steve and Steve. I'm pleased to announce Melty Blood Type Lumina is going to be a main game for EVO 2022, much to the ire of all the Steam chart posters, Redditors, 4chan, you name it. And we're going to be watching a special exhibition featuring two of the top players in North America for this game, Scrot Vermillion and Masoma. I'm joined by the lovely Jalen, who's going to be commentating with me. How you doing, Jalen?
I'm doing really well. I'm very, very excited that Melty Blood Type Lumina is going to be a main game for EVO in 2022. And these two, to watch them help us introduce this, I mean, what better? They were our 1 and 2 coming out of Frosty Faustings this past January. And so they're going to help us bring the hype for this. And I'm really thrilled to have it.
Yeah, these two players in particular in North America have had really, really strong consistency in their success. both online and offline events, right? Multiple NLBCs, but like you said, most notably that recent Frosty Faustings bout where they faced off in grand finals, right?
Right. And that grand finals was crazy too.
Yeah. Scrot coming back from losers to reset. Really, really close set overall. And I think what's really cool about this too is that this is Melty Blood's second time being an EVO main title. You know, the last time was NBAA, I think in 2010. It's quite some time ago, but it's back, baby. So with that said, let's get into the match.
All right, so I did know, so Scrot was notably a Hisui player, but has been playing around a lot with Shiki and Misoma, sticking with Vlav, the character that they've been playing for a really, really long time. So I'm excited to see what Scrot brings forth with this Shiki pick, because I know he's been playing with a lot post-Frosty, so let's see what he's got.
Yeah, like you mentioned, right? We most often associate him with Hisui play, but this Tono character in this game is so balanced, so strong. Like, it feels like he's a constant threat, close range, mid range. Masoma's Vlav character, of course, very excellent at zoning, long range, but also a big threat in mid range too because of the threat of overheads and his low rekkas and things like that. He's able to mix you up pretty. It's pretty hard, I think, get a handle on how to approach this character in certain ranges.
Right, exactly. And as we saw in that previous match, Misoma just dominated. Like, I like the idea of what Scrot is going for. Finally gets a good hit here, but Misoma was really dominant in that first game, especially with all that ground mix-up game that Vlav has. But here is the power of Shiki mixing up in the corner, big combo, taking Vlav down to half health, and forces out a heat.
Yeah, this character's conversion power just from mid-range touches especially with meter to back him up. He's so dangerous. You see him showing off that one-hit Rekka. That thing is like a vacuum. Can hit on the ground, multi-purpose special. Anti-air on the ground. Nice air-to-air jump B here. Masoma gonna be able to make a good conversion. And the drop. You see, most of Vlav's combos like that off of some of those touches is going to put him at a range where he can get back to zoning or swinging that machete from mid-range.
Yeah, the thing with Vlav is that even if he's not using his fireball game, his normals are huge and take up so much of the screen. Really nice blocking and spacing there from Misoma.
They're very obnoxious. Very obnoxious. They hit like very disjointed too.
Yeah, and unfortunately there at the end of that one, Scrot was stuck in the shield animation and got hit with the ground fire coming back. And so Misoma takes that first one.
Yeah, and I think with these two when they play too, I think that's a big factor in how the set can go is Masoma's mental fortitude and how long he can be confident in his ability to control Scrot's movement in particular. You notice when he gets full screen, it's about trying to read Scrot's approaches and be able to mix up his fireball patterns from there. If Scrot can get in and run his offense like this, that's where he can really put Misoma on his back and make him have to make some bad guesses defensively. Right now, Misoma in control though, takes the corner away from him.
Yeah, all right, and a nice shield counter. Oh, BC shield counter, and this is exactly what you were highlighting. Gets into that fireball range, mixes up with the ground game. Look at that. He's trying to catch with the jump, but it's not working, unfortunately. And now Scrot forced to block. Does have 3 bars of magic circuit, though, so could turn this around pretty quickly. But doesn't, he gets caught.
And Misoma doing a really, really good job of intercepting Scrot's movement, like we were saying, right? Note the jump Bs, note the ground's anti-air swings. Scrot having a really tough time getting in. Awesome backdash and punish on the throw attempt. He's gonna eat what,
that
3
backdash
about
into the Rekka, perfect. Oh, and he even does a little bit of charge for the moon gauge too. That's just kind of rude.
Yeah, that's an option Misoma goes to pretty often. Just in the meantime, when players like to sit and try to block or be patient, he's willing to take that gauge build. Charging like that builds meter. It's gonna give him more damage potential.
Well, Vlav works so well with Moondrive too, so it's really essential for him to have nice blocking just to stare off. Scrot Vermilion regaining so much of that recoverable health, and a good throw to try and set up back in the neutral. We do it again.
He got excellent return out of that heat activation. Got all the health back, got confidence back, and then was able to just use throws on his offense to really throw Misoma off beat.
This is a strong opening from Scott. Probably one of the strongest that we've seen thus far in the set, too. Is putting Masoma in the corner. Another throw. That's 3 in a row that haven't been challenged. But Vlav does Vlav things with huge buttons. And now that he's in ice mode, he's got a different moveset, and his projectiles are larger as well.
Yeah, here we go, Masoma. Stomp, stomp. Shield on the big swing there. Using ice projectiles to try to again lock Scrot down, just do some chip damage. Take the opportunity to charge as well. Staircase down, Scrot in good position here. Has 3 bars built.
I like the idea of going ahead and choose one. Oh, and another reactive heat to try and just change the tides here. That's putting Masoma at a good health gauge, and it wasted all of the heat activation from Scrot as well, but Scrot coming back with moon activation.
Yeah, that defensive moon drive activation, to be able to see what's happening in the string in real time like that. Be able to create an opening for Scrot here. Nice jump shield on the moon skill there. Be able to get a guaranteed punish there.
Very, very smart play. I like the adjustments that we're seeing from Scrot to be able to, you know, he noticed that at full screen, of course, at full screen against Vlav, you're not going to be able to do as much as what you want to, but that was giving Masoma all of the advantages, Shiki being at full screen, and Scrot, by using a different combination of shield and moon drive and just honestly run-ups and grabs, was able to totally change the tide of that.
Yeah, and it's about being a little bit patient or a little bit deceptive in how he moves with Scrot, right? You can't just really just jump in the same way every time, or that's going to be easy for Masoma to read and intercept, as you saw in game 1, right? But then now he's mixing up that air movement along the ground, putting in a lot more dash and then braking, mixing up just run-in attack with run-up throw.
Yeah, this is, even though it seems much more back and forth, Scrot is definitely hurting for health, but is almost done with his moon drive activation and has full magic circuit, but now Masoma gaining back so much of that health after the heat activation. But Scrot being very careful around this fireball game, and just it manages to get right in between them and carry him all the way to the corner. This could be huge with the amount of meter that he's got.
That's the thing, Jalen. Toto with 3 bars, and he has corner control. Counter moon drive, gets the throw. That's a huge Yomi point, and he just trucked straight through Masoma's match. Charge Siege is doing work right here. It's Scrot on set point.
Jeez. I mean, this is, again, a very strong start from Masoma, trying to get back as much of that moon meter as he can, because it's so great for Vlav, like we said before. The jump C combo goes all the way through. Big damage, just trying to get the floor ice. And again, Scrot with these shield challenges coming in clutch.
And Masoma's defense so activated right now. Gets the big touch here, and that's going to do it. We're going to a final round.
Oh, this is so great. What else do you want to see for a reveal? We want to see it final game, final round.
Jump C trucking through the jumpy air-to-air attempt from Masoma. Scrot gets the corner. This is the advantageous position that he's been able to get so much return out of. Big call out on the wake-up heat activation. 4 bars built. This is going to be big damage potential here.
Yeah.
Barring any flops.
Yeah, does he decide to go for anything super crazy? No, just uses what he knows. Good combos. Moondrive for Moondrive activation and the challenge and full super. Scrot Vermilion is going to take it with a beautiful arc drive finish. I mean, what else do you want from that? Scrot finishes with a perfect. We got it down to the last game, last round, and that's our highlight for bringing you this action, for what you can look forward to and for what you can see for Melty Blood type Lumina at EVO 2022.
Yeah, seeing that kind of set, and again, it's like we said, we expect that from these are the 2 top competitors in North America for this game right now. But what I'm excited to see is how they stack up, especially because in the case of these 2 guys, they've been talking a lot of smack about how good that North America is versus Asia versus other regions. I want to see the international battleground that this EVO 2022 can become for this game, because I think it adds a lot of potential to that. I think put on a really good show. But with that said, you know, Jadalyn, you have anything else you want to add to it?
No, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I think in the era of rollback netcode that we're going to have a lot of good international competition. Make sure that you sign up, that you register for EVO 2022 so that you can get in on this action and challenge not just the top players in North America, but the top players in the world.
Yeah, and with that said, Say Jam, Steve, back to you guys.
And there you have it. Melty Blood Type Lumina is going to be at EVO this year. Its first appearance as a franchise at EVO in over a decade.
That's a very long time. And I can tell you, as somebody who's played the earlier versions of this game, having a new version for you guys to play at EVO is actually amazing. Shout outs to Obama for always talking this game up on the interwebs, always dropping the videos, making sure you guys know about it. I personally think this is great because the game's been around for quite some time. The newest version is a really fun game to play, and there's a lot of new players coming to just to get into this game, as well as a lot of the old players from the community coming in. So come out, represent the community, show up. I personally believe this is going to be one of the best showings at EVO, especially because the community is so dedicated.
Yeah, and for sure. And the cool thing to me too is that, you know, a lot of people make jokes about Melty Blood in the past, and then once there's a new game come out and everybody's been trying it, they're like, wait, this game is so sick.
Yeah.
This game is so cool. And the old game is really cool too. And I think that's the cool thing about it. The entry number at events for Melty Blood has been incredibly good. It's been really, really good so far. The game is a blast to play. The old versions of the game were also really fun. And I think people are now realizing like Melty Blood is a really sick game. It's like really fun to play. The community is really cool and awesome. And I'm really excited to get to stage at EVO this year.
Look, man, a lot of people don't understand. We're kind of in a good spot for fighting games. Having a new Melty Blood going to EVO is just a small piece. Once again, there's a lot of things we're giving you today, but Melty Blood being at EVO is actually sick.
Yeah, as a fighting game fan, there's so many new releases. I'm like constantly trying to juggle all the new fighting games that are coming out, and Melty Blood's one of them. It's a super fun game. So, to go over all of our games so far, because we have more games on the way, but let's just do a little recap of everything so far.
Run down the list.
Okay, so the first game we talked about today was Street Fighter V Champion Edition. Then we have Guilty Gear Strive, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Tekken 7, King of Fighters 15, and Melty Blood Type Lumina. 6 games so far.
Oh, how did I get that? Anyways, 6 games. 6 games, you already got them. But there's still more, like you said before, and I can't wait to see what's next on the list. And for that next game, we're going to send it over to Damascus.
Thank you, Sajam and Steve. I am super happy to be here. And of course, I am here to spread the good news that Dragon Ball FighterZ will be here as a main game at EVO 2022. Exciting times here. And we're going to be watching a special exhibition between 2 fan favorite players. One of them being one of the guys that a lot of people believe is the best in the world right now, Yasha against Gropis. But of course, if we're doing Dragon Ball FighterZ, I have to be with the one only, my boy, Terrence. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? So excited here to be bringing the good news that we will be having Dragon Ball FighterZ as a main game at EVO 2022. I am so ready for this, man. Dragon Ball Offline, this is where it belongs. It's going to be crazy, man. I'm so excited.
Absolutely crazy and super looking forward to this. And of course, Tarrant, EVO has a long history of fighting games and of Dragon Ball FighterZ. So before we go to the match, I would really like to talk about both of our favorite EVO moments. I kind of suspect you and I, we might be the same, but I'm going to let you go first. What has been your favorite past the Dragon Ball FighterZ EVO moment?
Come on, man. It's no secret for us as Europeans. It's got to be Shanks' performance at EVO 2019. What a show he put on, man. When he made top 8, the Spanish boys flooding the stage. That was just an epic moment, man. First Spanish player to make top 8 at EVO. That was just, oh man, words can't describe it.
I absolutely knew you were about to say this, and I do remember, man, that when we were told that we were about to be on commentary for top 16 and we saw Shanks' bracket in top 16, we were like, you and I are about to make history because it's going to be time for Shanks. It was so hyped to have all of the Spanish crowd just running on the stage, jumping on their boys. Shanks, who did great that year as well. Definitely an absolute highlight of EVO, but full of moments, hopefully more moments, of course, this year. And speaking of Dragon Ball FighterZ moments, a super hype exhibition right now, Tarrant. Yasha versus Gropis. Of course, the new Android 21 lab coat is in full force, but Yasha has been rotating characters a lot, right?
Yeah, he has. Yasha, of course, like you said a second ago, man, regarded by many as the best out there right now. You know, this guy has, single-handedly changed the meta almost. You know, him along with some of the French players, Wawa, these other guys, just pushing the limits of what this game has. But he's going up against Gropis, who, we just spoke about Shanks being one of Spain's finest players, but don't forget about Gropis, man. This guy is a beast in his own right. EVO Online champion as well for this game. Really strong player.
He was the EVO champ actually for last year, the online EVO. He also does really well in Spain and around, beat Shanks a lot of times and always does well. But the first opening goes to Yasha. Yasha, who opted for the Super Broly team. He's been having fun with that character lately.
Oh man, for sure. He's a, you know, we saw some of that at the Battle Hour exhibition. You know, we did get to see some of Yasha's Super Broly. This is a character that he really enjoys. Maybe a bit more known for these other two characters though, the Gogeta Blue and the Android 17. But man, that Super Broly, when he gets cooking, it's no joke, man.
Yeah, of course. As usually we would see Vegito in that spot, but Yasha has been known to go around and around. And to be honest, knowing Yasha's gameplay, as long as this happens, as long as his team can two-touch you from any moment, that's all he needs. Super Broly in.
Exactly, and the big threat, the big talking point of the game right now, Android 21 Lab Coat is out of the picture, guys. There will be no damage nerfs on display this game.
Yeah, that was efficient from Yasha. Ooh, the jump away from the Dragon Rush, tries to go for a float. 6M is gonna be blocked, great defense, but you can't block that, gets snatched, man.
Nah, man, here we go, Super Broly, and I love this character. Okay, of course it's Yasha, so it's gonna be optimization station all day. There we go, throws down the ball. Level 1, gets the knockdown, okay.
Yeah, she still had the barrier to recover that as well. But the Spark to save Zamasu, he's still gonna get opened up. Spark is probably gonna allow that Zamasu to stay alive. But look at this, man, Yasha is always ready.
A bit too far away though for that S. Usually that does reach from like pretty close to half screen, but that one missed unfortunately for Yasha. Oh man.
Best opening regardless, and he manages to snipe the bro tag. That 21 is being caught. That Super Broly is hitting like a tank right now.
Any Super Broly hit. Oh, there we go. Rejump time. Oh no, Gropus didn't tech. That's unfortunate. Okay, just gonna go for
you know, they say it in Spain, man. Blue combos do the same damage.
Bro, if you didn't tech, that's more damage.
Exactly. It's
okay,
psychological damage along with character damage.
Oh yeah, that should be a dead Android 21 actually.
Ready to finish the combo. That should be good. Get the Dragon Rush. What the?
I mean,
that was not even...
Bro, yes, the Dragon Rush is right, but not the way he wanted it to. That was a drop opportunity, droption select, whatever you want to call it. It worked out for Yasha, man.
That was mixed. I personally got hit. That was mixed for me.
Oh wow, straight into level 3, get the shirt off.
Yeah, sends out, guns out.
That's gonna kill, right?
Enough. Yeah, that is. What a quick 1-0 for Yasha, just asserting dominance. We know obviously that Yasha has been, he beat Gropis in quite a few tournaments. Gropis may be suffering from the fact that, you know, Android 21 Lab Coat is pretty new, maybe not used to her enough to play against someone like Yasha.
That's true. You also got to think about it like this, right? Picking Lab Coat 21 against a guy like Yasha that is renowned for his optimization, his max damage situations, is a really good call actually, because you know, getting that debuff on any one of these 3 characters is a big win for Gropus.
Yeah, it pretty much eliminates the 2-touch condition, and there we go. You get the overhead for an opening, send down, and you can probably go for the debuff there. And right now, Gogeta Blue does not have access to the 2 touches anymore. He needs to 3-touch. Yasha has a normal team now.
Yes, that's very important. Oh, there we go. Very nice. Gets another hit as well. And now, this is a massive win for Gropus, because not only did he get that debuff on Gogeta Blue, the spark is now wasted on Yasha's side. Yep, nice. Look at that, man. The options that this character has, very, very, very threatening character. Scary. Dead.
Yeah, absolutely don't stop. That's dead, right? 1-1. I was about to say, like, can he build enough to kill? And he actually did. That man is optimal as hell. That debuff was not even relevant for Gogeta in the end, because he disappeared before even landing a hit.
That's so true. But now look at this comeback that Yasha has to make. That's a full life team on Gropus' side. Maybe not anymore, but still 3 characters to 2, no spark on Yasha's side. Oh, I love that 6H.
The rejump is dropped through, and good movement by Gropis there. Just catches Yasha sleeping. Gonna go for an extension with Zamasu. Doesn't have enough power to go for level 3, but potentially the Blaze of Judgment at the end of this for the mix. Just extending, finishing that combo, and there we go.
Bro, this is a Zamasu master out here. You know, I love to see this character go to work. You know, we've been seeing a lot more of him lately. Gropus, not only Gropus, Zane from the US as well has been putting on a great performance for this character as of late. Hope to see him at EVO.
Absolutely, definitely one of the players that a lot of us didn't know before, and got to discover him through the US finals at the moment. Yasha putting in work on that Zamasu, probably gonna tag that 17 in, and he does. Probably a chance to go for level 3 and guarantee the mix. Yes, he does, and it's a 1-touch on Zamasu.
Oh, this is massive. Will Gropus spark though? Oh, he went for the stop sign, but Yasha baits it out. And man, he needs to make a 2-character comeback right now. It's 2v2. But Yasha is just so good. His reads, he's the complete package as a player, man. He's got everything you need to be world-class in Dragon Ball fighters.
It's been working really well right now. Send her all the way down and just potentially go for a staircase to lock that Android 21 down. Gropis forcing the corner with movement and just going for the key blast war. Just managed to get through, blocks the slide. Some Rekas to block, decides to spark. We don't block here, we just get out of jail. Can he get the opening now?
Oh, he did it. That was invincible. Level 1 gets out the corner. And man, I feel like Android 21 Labcoat might have a good matchup against. Oh, never mind. This movement from Yasha just opening up Gropis there. Gets the hit.
Yeah, but Spark is definitely going to save her there. We see Yasha applying. Oh my god, you cannot chase that ever. Look at the damage. Tyrant, she's gonna build that second bar. Not gonna be enough to kill, I believe. Wait, the assist is back. Gets the Dragon Rush, not the third bar. Wait, oh.
I respect that. Get that debuff super on Android 17. And look at the damage. Yo, that is the 21% special buff she gets on that level 1 command grab as well, man. So scary to think about.
Yeah, that's the one. We talk a lot about that super being a debuff, but it's also a buff for her, right? Her special get that plus 21%, so it's a win-win for her. Gets to level 3, Yasha, suns out, guns out. Gonna try to go for the storms. Gropis blocking in the corner, trying to challenge. The super dash is gonna be blocked. Yasha still with the challenge and gets away this time. No command grab, but no punish from Gropis.
Man, poor Super Broly. She only needs to spend 1 bar for a 21% damage special buff. And poor S Broly needs to spend 3 to take the shirt off and only get 5%, man. It kind of sucks to be S Broly out here.
It's like, just get better. Go to the gym, man. Go back, come back more buff than this right now. Yasha struggling. That 17 is down, but 1 hit and what a conversion! He immediately buffered that Z change there to kill Android 17, and even this one up's gonna be 1-1. That was sick from Gropis.
Man, and tell you what, that beam, it might be the best beam in the game. It's so fast. It gives that little explosion effect at the end, so you can, man, that was a great raw tag. Sorry, that was a great Z change from the beam. Good option from Gropis, and we're going 1-1 here in this EVO 2022 exhibition set.
Alright, bounced out barrier, the T-pose to assert dominance, but Yasha is not gonna get caught just yet. And watch out, that's gonna be tech. Great defense by Yasha. Going to wait, and we are going to get again a ton of damage. What is scaling, Tyrant? We don't do that here.
Man, that move is just so good. And look at this! Oh my goodness. Yo, 6k damage and a debuff. 7k?
That was insane. And now you need to block. I know you need to remember, right? Because she has 2 hitting moves, she can actually punish any guard cancel. You cannot guard cancel her 2 hitting moves. She can just cancel into a 2H, cancel into a barrier, and then get the conversion. Plenty of ways for her to punish guard cancels. So you need to block and you need to figure out when is the command grab coming.
Exactly. It's so threatening. Just the options this character has. And she's got like 6 lows. She can just keep doing lows, pressuring you. Block strings go on for days. It's horrible.
Yep, and if you guess wrong, you get the debuff at the end. But right now it's Gropis forced to block a back super dash, and the Dragon Rush is finally gonna open Yasha up.
A rare successful Dragon Rush on Yasha, I might add. Oh no, this is the command grab. Okay, any one of these could be cancelled into that level 1 command grab. Yasha realizes it. Okay, sparks up.
Ooh, that was so low. The last second dash to make sure this stays high. And he's 17. He's gonna build approximately 7 billion bars. That is a dead 121, man.
Oh, she is. That is overkill right there. Yeah. She's gonna have to spend 5 meters and probably get the buff on Broly. Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm sure we'll get the right level 3 to finish. And Labcode 21 is out of the equation. Gropis on 2 characters, of course. He's still got that spark to work with if he wants to build a comeback there, but Yasha looking good.
And you know Yasha's side, that was a big breath of relief right there, getting rid of Labcoat 21. When you see you've killed her on the opposing team, it is just the best feeling in the world, man. You don't have to worry about no more debuff threats, anything like that. You can just play your game. And right now, Yasha playing it with this buffed Broly, 5% extra with the shirt off. Okay.
He's really trying to make use of armor there. Oh, and you know what? We have not seen that grab yet, but she's just reminding us, Broly, I can grab you as well, man.
Absolutely. And you know what? I haven't actually seen much of Gropis Majin 21. I haven't seen much of him play this character. You know, we know him usually for the. Oh my goodness, that was so dirty. How do you block
classic?
That?
You guess. It's simple. It's math time. It's a 50-50. It works or it does not. You just pick a side.
Absolutely. But yeah, before I was so rudely interrupted by that disgraceful mix-up from Gropis, I was just about to say, we know him for the more unique characters, the babies, the freezers, the Beerus, etc. But really picking a strong shell, I feel here, with the double 21 and the Zamasu.
I must say, this is the most meta team I've ever seen Gropis play. And I met Gropis in like season 2, right? Gropis was playing like Zamasu, Jiren, Frieza in season 2. This is the first time I see Gropis playing like optimal characters. Oh my god, get out of here, man. That's sick. One character left for Yasha.
Bro, that was ridiculous. Man like Gropis looking good here to take the set against Yasha.
He is, but Yasha gets the opening with the Key Blaster, but he's most likely gonna need 3 touch unless he gets like level 3 into a medium starter behind this. Gonna put the pressure on that 21. Yep, we go for the level 3, we got the mix behind. There is still a spark available for Gropis if he wants to save, and the spark is there.
Of course. Oh man, Yasha unable to get an kind of anti-air approach there, and this is going to be so much damage. It's adding up. It's not enough to kill, but it's going to be good for Gropis.
It's a one touch right now. Yasha forced to block. There is a spark. Still blocking. Plus 21 on block. And look at this. He blocked. He was waiting for the empty. Delayed the 5L and just got the extension this way. Sending her down. Can he build enough damage to get that level 3 to kill after that?
It's possible. I don't think this is dead though. I think it's Magic Pixel. No, it did kill. Yo, the MVP is here.
I was about to say I don't think so. I saved my life. I actually saved my life from
I can't believe how much that did, man. Limit to breaker.
Limit break saves lives, as always. And look at this. You're trying now to chase that Zamasu who is just flying around. And it's gonna be just Yasha who really likes floating around as well with characters. Trying to get to that Zamasu. There are 3 bars and there we go! The opening goes to Gropis to get the kill and win that exhibition. 2-1 Gropis. When you give Gropis characters that good, you know he's gonna be even more of a threat, man.
Yeah, man. Oh my goodness. Maybe Gropis, maybe the time of Gropis, playing the fan favorite teams is over. Maybe he's done playing the Jirens, the Freezers. He's here. He's top tier. And he's going to be putting in a great performance there, taking down what many consider to be the strongest player in Dragon Ball FighterZ right now, Yasha. Man, that's crazy. And I can't wait to see both of these guys at EVO offline. It's going to be so sick.
You know, there's a huge reason for everyone to grind right now. Lots of players have been revamped as well by Yasha falling from the Wanted Throne. We had Cloud's tournament that Yasha did not win, right? Mr. Popo won the latest European Online as well. So everything is up in the air in Europe and in the world at the moment. Dragon Ball is very much around and alive. But what an exhibition, Taran. That was absolutely sick to watch some good old Dragon Ball. And I'm super looking forward to see Dragon Ball FighterZ at EVO 2022. Thank you for joining me, Tarot. Guys, don't forget to register for Dragon Ball FighterZ at EVO 2022. Back to you, Sage and Steve.
And there you have it. Returning back to EVO, we have Dragon Ball FighterZ. A game that's been there a couple of times. We were both there offline when Dragon Ball was happening at EVO. It was a blast. There was the Goichi versus Sonic Fox finals both years, which seems like a lifetime ago. You know what I mean? It seems like it was so long ago.
That definitely seems like a long time ago. And just Dragon Ball FighterZ in general has been one of those games that's cultivated a lot of new rivalries, a lot of new players to the scene, and I feel like it's still growing on top of that. I mean, I remember when Dragon Ball FighterZ was introduced to the community, so many different games, literally their players came to Dragon Ball FighterZ because one is Dragon Ball, 2, it gave you that new exciting feel. We know just how exciting it is. Your arm knows how exciting it is. Everybody else in the world knows how exciting it is. And personally, I can't wait to see each one of these regions get the proper shine that they deserve. The finals have been happening a lot for this game, and there's so many strong regions. There's a lot of country pride on the line. EVO is gonna be the place where you guys will see it come to a head. Finally, I like to see. You guys better sign up.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited for with Dragon Ball 2 is that there's been so much talk like, is France the best or New York, or is it somewhere on the West Coast, or where is the best region for this game? And we've had so much online competition, right? So having an offline competition where everybody can come together and just be like, who is the best? Is it Japan? Is it France? Is it New York? Is it West Coast? Is it some other country entirely? Like, where's the best place in the world for Dragon Ball? So that's what I'm really excited about because, it's been a long time since we've had the Goichi Sonic, matches, and it's time to see who is the best right now.
Yo, it was definitely one of the best new rivalries when it comes to like brand new fighting games, right? Very, very good. But with that being said, we've talked a lot about what's happening, what's changing at EVO, the games that are returning. What about the schedule, Sejam? We need to know who's gonna be first, who's gonna be last. How is this gonna play out when we actually come up to Mandalay Bay, EVO 2022? How do we know how it works, the schedule?
Yeah, so the schedule for EVO this year, we don't No, because the way EVO's schedule is going to work this year is that the game with the most registrations, the most entries for the event, will be the last game on Sunday. It will be the big finals at the end, right? It'll be the last thing that closes the thing out. The game with the least amount of registrations will be the first thing, kicking off the weekend with that Friday finals. The first big one we all get to watch together will be the game with the least registration and everything in between. So the games will be going on which game has the most registration to close out. So it's going to be descending like that, which I think is really cool because in the past people have been like, this game has the most entrants. How come it's not the last game? Or, how is this all going to work? It's all determined like this. So now it's nice and easy. When registration closes, we will all know the order for EVO this year.
So that's very important. We talked about the Melty Bloods. We talked about the Dragon Balls, the KOFs. The thing about it is, it's up to you guys to decide what that schedule is going to be by signing up for your respective game or games. So you could sign up for multiple games, but do know that whoever has the highest registration will be going to that final spot on Sunday, with the lowest will be on that first Friday spot that we see going out for EVO 2022. And personally, I think it's good. Having a schedule like this really does lean it on the community of the respective games and everybody out there to actually make sure it shows up at the end.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing is you just will know right away, like, okay, this is how it works. It's very clean. It's very just like, this is the way everything's going to work out. You love to see it. And like, the cool thing is it's fun to watch finals on every single day of the event. So like, that's the one thing I love about EVO is that I've watched finals on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays and really enjoyed all of them. So it's going to be cool to know just like, okay, that's what my finals is. This is the one I want to watch. This is the other one I want to watch. And you can go check them all out and just know the schedule ahead of time.
Well, Personally, I think that's really cool. Really lines up what the community is going to have. And we don't know when some of these games are going to come back. So this might be the final showing for any one of these titles, especially considering new iterations, the whole nine. But we still have more games. And with that being said, we're going to send it over to Dynamite to get the next title.
Thank you, Sajam and Steve. I'm Dynamite, and I am more than pleased to announce that Grand Blue Fantasy Versus will be a main game for EVO 2022. We're going to be watching a special exhibition match coming up in this fantastic game between Zombie Moo and Shuabu, two of the best in the business. But before we get started, you know what we got to do. Let's run some introductions. Once again, I am Dynamite, and I have the utmost pleasure of being joined by the one and only Ebonic Plague. Ebonic, Grand Blue, we made it, baby. We're here.
We're here. We made it. I'm Ebonic, and I have to just mirror your sentiments exactly, Dynamite. I have such a pleasure just being here with you and being able to talk about Grand Blue Fantasy Versus being a main game at EVO. I was so elated to find out, and I mean, we're here. Just like you're saying, we made it.
It's one of those things where, the games that came out during the really tough time of 2020, the community banded together to keep them alive, to be able to run tournaments all over the nation where it was applicable and all over the world in a lot of situations. So having it announced that Grand Blue has made it to EVO in 2022 as a main game is one of the most rewarding feelings I could imagine for both the people who enjoy playing the game and watching the game. And it's something that I hope that everyone out there is excited to see and just as excited as I am.
Yeah, no, I mean, to touch on that just a little bit more, I mean, there was a point where Grand Blue Fantasy Versus had an online tournament maybe 3 times a day, every day for a good long while, right? This community sat down, they thrived, they continue practicing. Now that we have a few offline events coming back, they've been showing up in full force. And I mean, this has to be maybe the most exciting part about all of that longevity, right? Just being excited to finally hear that Grand Blue Fantasy Versus is on the main lineup.
I cannot wait to see all of the intense action that we are going to be able to view at EVO 2022 for Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. But let's get a little bit of a piece preview of what that heat is like. We have Zombie Moo and Shuabu ready to go at it and show us what this game is all about.
Yeah, so Zombie and Shuabu are actually longtime training partners for this game ever since Shuabu, started playing this. If I'm remembering correctly, this is actually Shuabu's first competitive fighting game, period. Just straight up.
That is impressive.
Right? And
that is impressive.
Zombie has been around for quite some time, right? These are two of the most driving forces of the West Coast Grand Blue scene in terms of strength. And here they are. Without further ado, we are in the match.
Kageostro, of course, from Zombie Moo, and 6 from Shuabu, the story characters. Both of these players have seen each other in CEO and Frosty Fausting top 8s. So this is a familiar run back, not just in the training lab, but also in the tournament scene.
Yeah, this was actually grand finals of Frosty Faustings this year, and there we go, we see the Abare. So you guys know that these two have played each other a lot, not just because they're the training partners, but also because they run into each other in tournament. So you're going to see a lot of those button presses out of pressure situations that normally you would probably be too scared to press. But there it is, the jump back on the teleport, already ready for it, and just an immediate destruction of it. First round to Zombie.
Zombie Moon certainly loving to challenge in bold places, especially when they know the opponent in 6 can be a scary character to mash against. And if you mess up a huge amount of damage, you see Shuabu trying to find a way in to avoid the setups from Zombie Moon. Finally gets the EX conversion to the corner.
Yeah, that EX wall dive putting in work, and now this is where you're going to see some of the heaviest pressure. That teleport right there is +1 on block if it's just done by itself. The frame traps are coming in left and right. This is one of the few characters with a true difficult to block mix-up in 6. But there it is, the teleport to get out. It does have a hitbox. It's going to go straight into Super Skybound Art. Obviously not going to kill, but at least this puts you back in the game health-wise if you're Zombie.
Absolutely. All right, Zombie laying down the setups once again. Great blocks from Shuabu. Not getting caught up just yet, but Zombie checking again on the landing with the light. Dashing up, EX teleport, and evasion from Shuabu. I love Shuabu's heads-up defense.
Yeah, it's really hard to deal with that teleport situation from Cagliostro, but it is not seeming to be difficult whatsoever for Zombie to know when the teleports are coming, as just neutral jump, wait for that, and then just hit a button, right? Because even if 6 doesn't teleport there, what happens is you destroy the clone, and there's no more hitbox there, so you don't have to deal with it. You're just good to go. And wow, already catching the jump back dive kick as well. Zombie completely ready for the matchup, but there it is, frame trap right there for Shuabu.
Shuabu pushing Zombie to the corner. An immediate light again, just checking the dash up and the teleport out. The Houdini act from Zombie Moon.
And I gotta commend the way Shuabu has been fighting these webs at the bottom, but unfortunately for him, Zombie has been just going, okay, well, you're fighting the webs, right? So, like, that's normally the way I stop people from playing neutral. So I'm just going to hit you for trying to be able to negate those, to try and get around those, right? And it's been paying off such big dividends.
Yeah, exhibition point here for Zombie Moon. Shuabu gonna have to step up just a little bit more, has Zombie Moon in the corner. This is where you want Cagliostro. Finally gets a hit, catching Zombie Moon trying to jump out.
Yeah, and on the counter hit frame trap right there as well. Okay, here's the knockdown situation. You know, 6, he does not do a lot of damage, but he will get a ton of hits. Oh, big hit right there, but no EX until just the very end right there to be able to convert off Zombie, however, now being able to take the corner because of that, and you're going to see a lot of this, like, spacing right here, right? You want to stay under the webs and then force him to run, yes. Was hoping for the wall bounce, but, you know, not gonna be too worried about it.
Absolutely not. And Zombie Moon with Super Skybound Art available due to being under the health requirement. So Shuabu got to be really careful not to get pieced up at all.
Gosh. Shuabu's got to make something happen right there, trying to use the Rekka backdash to be able to get out. Zombie ready for it, negating. No, not negating the trap. The teleport comes out, but the counter. Oh my goodness, throw does get teched right there. Zombie is a big proponent of just reaction teching in this game, but eventually could not react to the final tech. Shuabu, I can't believe it, has stayed alive in this set.
Listen, Shuabu has hung around just to see if they can make something happen, and finally is getting in on Zombie Moon once more. EX back, but Zombie Moon out of the corner. Such a heads-up player, knowing to get out of the danger zone immediately with those teleports.
Yeah, it felt like that Zombie just knew that wall dive was coming. It was like, oh, I'm going to use this to advantage to try and teleport to get out of the corner. And wow, a reaction on the anti-air as well. There's so much space control from Zombie, and for sure that this is the wheelhouse of this character, but Zombie is just playing it almost perfectly.
Oh my goodness, big wall bounce
No,
here.
big drop!
Zombie looking to just get that tap. All they need is one hit to cancel into a Skybound Art and close the door, but Shuabu still hanging in there, gets the light as well. Full conversion all the way to the corner. No, Zombie again with the check with the light and cancels into the Skybound Art for the finish.
Yeah, if you're not gonna meaty me, I am just gonna hit buttons on my wake up and I'm gonna stop you from being able to do anything right there. Zombie, excellent job taking the exhibition. Incredible play.
And it's really good play. 2
to 3 big moments there where Zombie was able to just wake up and immediately throw a light and catch Shuabu dashing forward. I mean, Six is one of those characters that just wants to be all up in your business, and Zombie was not having anything of it. And you spoke to it earlier, Ebonic, saying that these two players play each other a lot. So you're able to catch a lot of those habits when you see the person that you've been training against often start to go to the well one too many times.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of saw it in the way that there were checks from Zombie, right? Like in terms of catching the dash forwards, catching Shuabu trying to go towards the negating the traps and things like that, right? That's when Zombie was like, okay, we've been in this situation a number of times, and you can tell because he would immediately decide to, too well to catch the run up, or he would try to set up a spear from you trying to negate the web or whatever, right? Everything just seemed to be there. The only time that the web seemed to be not a total factor in the play was that one that Shuabu was able to kind of negate and just get as many throws as possible up until he finally took the round.
Yeah, it's one of those situations that with Cagliostro specifically, if you do not put her immediately on the back foot, especially when they're being piloted by Zombie Moo, it can be a nightmare just navigating so many different webs, so many different setups, and then keeping Zombie Moo pinned down. The knowledge to use the teleport whenever the EX dives or even the fireballs were coming out to try to keep Zombie Moo trapped in the corner.
Yeah, so again, congrats to Zombie for taking the exhibition right there. Shuabu is... These two are definitely going to be some of the craziest players that are going to be at EVO, because I can't imagine they would miss this.
No, not at all. And look, if you want to take part of the action, be sure that you register for Grand Blue Fantasy Versus at EVO 2022. Maybe you'll run into Zombie Moo or Shuabu. Good luck if you do, but we'd love to see it, and hopefully you enjoyed the exhibition match. Steve, take it away.
Grand Blue Fantasy Versus makes its appearance at EVO 2022, and I feel like it's rightfully so. When the game released, it really got hit by like real world standings because of the lockdown and the COVID situation. However, it did not stop the community or the developers from going in on the game. We had a lot more characters get released. We had a lot of community support, and I'm really happy to see that this game is going to get an offline showing, as it should, because there's a lot of players out there waiting for it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of incredible games that make it into EVO or have community events at EVO, but personally, you have to really root for Grand Blue on this one, right? Because it came out right before COVID was really a big deal, so we didn't get a lot of international competition for the game. And despite that, people really love it. I mean, It's a really fun game. I think Grand Blue is really fun to watch. It's really fun to play. And it just feels so right that they get the opportunity to have an offline international competition like this at EVO with everybody there playing the game. And as you said, there have been so many new characters and updates and changes to the game since it first came out. So I'm really excited to watch it. I think it will end up being like one of the most interesting games to watch just because it's like, oh, we finally get to watch this competition offline international play.
Yeah, it's really going to be fine-tuned at this point. We're at the end of it. Once again, we don't know if Fantasy Versus, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus is going to be back at EVO, but the fact that it's getting a time to shine like this, where all the players can actually come out, sign up, and possibly be in that final spot on a Sunday is perfect.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. And speaking of time to shine, one thing people always ask about at EVO is like, hey, is there going to be an artist alley? I want to run around buying prints. I want to sell prints myself there, or stickers, or pins, or whatever you're interested in at an artist alley. And that's one of the most fun parts, is like walking around and seeing all the cool things there and checking it out. I think that's always really cool. So not only is there going to be an artist alley, but there's also going to be booths and vendors there. So a part of that is going to be developers and publishers who, like in the past, for an example, there have been like signings that they have. And I've seen you at a signing before.
You too.
Yeah, we were running around. We're like, oh, can we get this signed? And also, they've given away merch and other cool stuff at these things before. So those are always really fun to run around and check out at EVO. And it's like part of the thing that, you're walking around from the casuals to the tournament area and you see like a sick poster. You're like, I know the perfect spot for that. It's going to be cool in the background. I got to hang that up. So I think that's always one of the most fun parts.
If you think about what happens at any fighting game event, I feel like it's so integral to have like that community area, as well as whether it's artist alleys, your vendor spots, as well as, like you said, we're working with some developers to get some cool stuff in there as well. So in all honesty, this EVO is shaping up to be pretty ridiculous when it comes to not only attending to play, but attending just to hang out, see, and like involve yourself in the community.
Yeah, speaking of which, it's time for our final game announcement at EVO. So let's head on over to none other than Sharpie for our last game at EVO this year.
Thank you so much, Tasty Steve and Say Jam. I'm Sharpie, and I am so incredibly pleased to announce that Skullgirls will be an official main game at EVO 2022. Here to announce the news with me is my favorite co-host and co-friend and co-commentator, as well as the only voice of Beowulf. How are you doing today, Kai Kennedy?
I'm doing amazing because we just heard some incredible news. I mean, 2022, yet again, back-to-back main game status. Oh, we've come a long way.
I'm really excited about this, Kai. Last year was the very first year that Skullgirls had been included inside of the main game at EVO, and this year to come back in such an aplomb. Now we have a high-stakes, amazing, exclusive exhibition match here between Evil Geniuses to Kill Sage as well as Cloud King. But before we get into that, I want to talk about some of our favorite moments from the last EVOs of yesteryears regarding Skullgirls. My favorite moment has to be back during 2021, during the Skullgirls qualifiers, where we got to see a moment of tournament pressure actually hit one of the players. Straight up reversal you for no reason.
All right, level. Okay.
You don't know any songs, Hero. You got the very first big band solo at EVO. You don't know any songs?
Yeah, he just let that rock.
A level 5 big band combo came out, but there was no song. I mean, how are you just gonna do that? Everybody has a big band song to play. And finally, this person got their chance on the largest stage that the world has ever seen for fighting games, and no songs to sing? Come on now, Kai. What a moment, am I right?
Music. Honestly, if you don't have a song ready, you've only done half the battle. If you're playing big band, that's pretty much your first step. Before your B&B, you need to learn how to play every note on the trombone. Like, don't mess around here. Come on, this is serious business.
For sure, for sure. Now, Kai, do you have any favorite moments?
Yeah, I'm going to throw a wrench in the works and go with a meta pick. I'm picking the 2014 side tournament as a whole. That EVO side tournament, it was a bittersweet moment. It was an official side tournament, and I know that people were hungry for more at the time, but we just weren't ready. We weren't ready then, right? It wasn't the right time, as it were. So we took that, we built over time, and years later, back-to-back main game status. That's the reason that's my favorite EVO pick, because it throws all this into sharp relief. We've come a long way.
What a great moment as an entirety, Kai, honestly. Who can forget the path that Skullgirls has taken to get to now? I mean, do we need to show the people? I think we do. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at this amazing exhibition match, once again, between Evil Geniuses to Kill Sage and Cloud King.
Who will our star be tonight? Action!
Oh, man, of course, that heavy kick doing work, but the assist, you can't beat that assist. Come on. Get out of here.
Oh,
Get out of here.
Whew.
3 skull seconds and we're double snapping. Fastest in the business.
Double snap and double, you gotta do it. Ooh, fantastic incoming there from Cloud. Isn't able to get the mix.
How'd you block that? Oh, IAD's doing work. Not again.
Great lows there from Sage. She's just so clean with these Philia mix-ups. You love to see it. And a great Andy assist as well. Okay.
Man, oh man, you can't block. How can you block?
Ooh, Beat Extend comes out again. Great cover for Sage there.
Sage doing an amazing job of making the instant air dash jump-ins work just with the right timing based on the assist block stun.
Absolutely. Sage's timing inside this game is bar none, and his Philia especially does a great job of quickly getting there. Whew. Fantastic counter.
Cloud's got a long way to go. It's not impossible. Of course, Val being the only character who can revive, about to get a kill here. 3 meters, can't spend any meter here if you want that revive eventually. Can finish the combo, no biggie. Very nice. Okay, still got a little bit to go. Gonna have to mix twice. Oh, Helm! Thine Helm has been splitted.
Incoming jumping HP, fantastic answer to almost everything that you have to do with a button there. And I think Sage practiced it, labbed it out just a bit. Now, as a reminder, this is going to be a 1st to 2 here. So if Sage does win this very next match, he will actually win the entire exhibition. Now, I have to say, Kai, what amazing Filia work we saw there, honestly.
This is something that I've come to associate with Sage, and rightfully so, in the modern era. His Filia is ballistic.
I'm wondering what the incoming is going to be here from Filia. Just a very safe backdash here. Cloud completely respecting him.
There's a much different pace. Not willing to go in.
Yeah.
Let's slow it down. That's what Cloud's thinking.
Now Sage still has his momentum here, especially with beat extend. Oh, great. Cloud waited out that beat extend, immediately went in afterwards.
Okay, gonna need one reset here with the meter available.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. That lag vial did what it was supposed to do.
You can't just neutral jump back for your Oki there. Okay.
Nice.
Using all that extra on Dizzy.
Cloud, even with the vial, thought that would be enough to kill. Not quite. Managed to pick up the kill lucky at the end.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Very atypical drop there. Oh, speaking of atypical drops. Get a little fancy free now. Nice. Other side, and again, another drop. A little bit of nerves. Old pals playing.
Okay, Valentine.
Man,
No,
could have used those 5
fantastic
meters
Isabella.
last round.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have any dead characters assist this time, so we may not even see an opportunity to use it. But we'll see.
Oh! Barely on the outside of confirm. Good try.
Oh.
Nice, the double
yeah, just
low.
great double low.
Spending the meter, goodbye. Delete
Hi,
it.
no signs though. No songs. No songs.
No, all business. All business. Oh!
Great PvP there. Yes. No, I loved that one.
G combo,
You can
one
kill
reset,
it
you're
here if you
done.
Spent it.
Oh yeah, you know what? Just go to level 3.
Yep. Beautiful there. Cloud going ahead and tying it up 1-1. Kai, I did not expect that because of the literal speed with which Sage disposed of Cloud last time. It seems as though Cloud came back in kind.
Yeah, absolutely. So when things go wrong early on, it can change the entire pace of the match. Cloud getting double snapped in 3 seconds pretty much sealed the deal on them. These players are so close together, there was nowhere to go from there. But that one was a lot cleaner from Cloud. I mean, that's the king we know.
And here we see a much more aggressive round start from both players right here. Sage not being as passive as previously, and Cloud still has green bar. Actually, hasn't
the
been touched
vials.
yet.
Let's go. The vial set play.
Oh, that double snap would have been huge.
Oh man, doubled just by the daylights.
Cloud forgot that Annie assist was a double punch and only blocks at the first hit, and is now, unfortunately, reaping the rewards from that. Luckily,
Yeah, plenty of damage here.
luckily he was able to turn around. Yeah.
Very nice. Yes, 2,000 points.
And he got points. Beautiful.
Out of on Dizzy, got to do something here. Let him come out just a little bit. Oh no, the assist game.
Okay.
Tags the assist,
Great
very nice. A
pressure.
little bit of damage.
Wow.
Oh, we're getting a lot
That's
of mass
huge
supers
drop.
right now.
Yeah.
Nice, good conversion. Gonna build 1 meter here. Just gonna reset, but
Great.
no.
Beautiful.
Gets super.
And gets all the counter hit damage from this. Yes. That's gonna kill. Beautiful, wonderful.
Hey, way to even it up. 2 characters, 2 characters. Oh, snatched.
Okay, just kind of flowchart here.
Oh, that could have been way worse.
Oh,
Watch
yeah,
it.
that double
Watch
is
it.
just sitting there. Ooh. Almost punished that crescent, just trying to approach.
Tried to
A little
push
bit
a
too
button, but
greedy
you had
there.
to know Ban would be there. Like a good neighbor.
Every single time. Has the meter to kill here.
Yeah, just spend it. Let's not mess around. This is the reveal
And
show,
uses
baby.
the opportunity
No
to
messing
also
around
get
here.
up. For sure. Big Band's out, not playing
Oh,
any of
very
these games.
weird hit. Now we're in the scramble. Cloud building up meter. Probably won't get to 5, but it still could happen. Oh, that hit's not good. It's gonna build 2 meters here, so DHC might be enough.
Very slight meter. Has to worry.
Oh no,
Drops
with the
it and
drop!
Cross goes for the grab. Wow.
Right back into his loving arms. Cloud says, I didn't even want to win that one. Here you go, bro.
Wow, Kai. Moments like that are why I'm so incredibly excited to see Skullgirls at EVO again this year. You know, there are so many fantastic moments that Skullgirls is going to be able to create on the main stage, and I'm just excited to see them happen.
No kidding. And everybody out there, don't forget to register. Maybe the moment you have at EVO will be the one everybody remembers.
For sure. But you know, we are out of our time here, so let's go ahead and pass it back over to Tasty Steve and Sajam.
And there you have it. The Skullgirls launch party is still rolling in 2022. They just got a new season pass, or the first season pass.
Bro, they're still adding characters. Every time I go back, they're like, we got another character. And on top of that, they're still having a lot of activity tournament-wise for this game. I'm really happy to see Skullgirls make it. It was there for the online EVO, and it had great numbers on top of it. Competition went at an all-time high. I can't wait to see what the offline version of this turns into. And that puts Skullgirls at a very unique point, I feel like. One of the stronger online communities, as well as just gonna be able to have an offline showing with EVO 2022.
Yeah, the first time it's there as an official game. It has been a community game there a bunch of different times, but an official EVO title, which is really cool. I mean, you'd love to see it. The game is a blast. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend trying it. It's really, really fun. The community is so
amazing,
nice.
bro.
Yeah.
The community is amazing. I've dabbled in my Skullgirls in the day, and when I tell you, people legit were just like, hey, if you need it, you want to run sets, anything, just hit me up. I've added people on Steam, and it's because the community for Skullgirls has been super, super welcome.
I'm like, how do I? And they're like, here's the wiki.
Right,
And I'm like,
exactly.
okay,
Just go to the wiki, bro.
Yeah, check out all this cool stuff. And it's like teaching me everything about the game. Everybody was so kind. It was really, really fun to play the game. Highly recommend it. It's a blast. So that's our last game.
That's it?
Here at EVO. That is the last. There's a lot of games.
It's a lot of games.
There's a lot of games. And to go over all the details and everything that we had before, there's going to be a community area that has community tournaments and casuals that is bigger than Combo Breaker in its entirety.
In
at
its
EVO.
entirety.
Not counting the tournaments and like vendors and all that kind of stuff. That is how big that space is. Absolutely massive. There's going to be an arcade for you to go and chill and play games and hang out and play.
A real arcade cabinet bearing arcade.
To be a button barbarian.
To be a button barbarian, bro. Look, I'm going to be there. If you want to see me, I will definitely be there in some capacity. So I can't wait.
And then there's going to be water. So you check in, you go ahead, you grab your registration, you get your badge. You're going to get a refillable water bottle. 45 stations around the venue to run around and grab water. There's going to be stages all around you, just paneling all the walls when you're at EVO, when you're playing in the stage. It's a bigger venue, and there's 9 games for you to check out, and you can go check out all the community stuff that's going to be going on too. So if your game is not a part of the official lineup, you can run a community event for it. It has its own stage. It has its own massive areas for casuals and stuff like that. It should be great. So we have our lineup of all the games that are going to be at EVO this year. 5 of them have never been official games at EVO. They're either brand new or it's their first time there. So what's our list for EVO this year?
All right, let's go down the list one more time for you guys at home. Street Fighter V Champion Edition, Guilty Gear Strive, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Tekken 7, The King of Fighters 15, Melty Blood Type Lumina, Dragon Ball Fighters, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and last but not least, Skullgirls Second Encore. Now a part of EVO 2022, and that will be your 9 games. That will be your lineup for EVO. I can't wait to see you there because I'm gonna be there. Sajam, are you gonna be there?
Absolutely, I'll be at EVO this year. It should be a blast. And there's even more great news, Steve. There's even more great news, which is a lot of people are like, okay, I heard all this news, water, I can go there, there's video games, vendors, all that kind of stuff. But importantly, a lot of people are like, I missed some of this, or maybe I don't know what's going on. Where can I find more details? EVO.gg, where registration is live now. You can sign up right now. You're like, okay, I want my game to be the last game at EVO. I'm registering right now. Me and all my friends are going to register, and we'll see you there on Sunday. So that's the plan. You can go register right now at EVO if you're interested.
Well, I've had a dope time here. Absolutely amazing to see you again, my friend. I'm glad you're doing well. And to everybody out there that I will be seeing at EVO, I can't wait to go there in person in Mandalay Bay, August 5th through the 7th. You guys, like we said, you can sign up now. And until next time, peace.